Say what? Say what? What? Say what?
Greetings and welcome to Say What. How you guys doing out there, man? As you can see, I am exactly the one-handed collector. This is
jerk off with his left hand now.
don't say that on here. This is Handyman, not
Handyman.
Candyman. This is Handyman. One hand. Yes, I did experience a freak accident a couple days ago. Thanks to everybody out there who showed mad love. But yes, everything is okay. I'm here. It wouldn't hold back the show, and I am joined by an amazing panel of individuals tonight. One who he's a bit of an asshole, but he's here as well. But yeah, we're gonna have a very interesting discussion tonight, man. Like, have everybody here. How y'all guys doing tonight?
High five.
Doing good, man. Happy I signed a brand deal with Keola, so
You signed a brand deal with Keola.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
his agent too, so 20%.
I'm not responsible for this, by the way. I'm pretty
If you have inquiries for Keola to be in your film, please contact me directly.
Contact
Well,
Will directly. Yes, Keola's agent.
I just love the fact that we found out just before the show went on that he actually makes his first appearance with Keanu in John Wick 4.
Yes,
You know that we find out that John Wick has a younger brother.
Justin.
finally,
Yes,
played by
it's
Keola.
Justin Wick.
You know what? I'll take it. There are worse things. I'll take it.
I want to see you do your own stunts, though, Justin. I
I've
want to
heard
see your
that
own
Yuli
stunts.
is actually sculpting your face for the figure.
It might actually help
Even better.
getting you a meeting with Howard. So
Yeah.
he is a big
Yeah.
Keanu.
Well,
fan, so.
I did something real naughty in that Flash video. I showed a third party.
Ooh.
Can't be doing that.
Ooh. Ooh.
Points for the way you did it, though. The way you introduced it,
Thank you.
I like that.
I think
see.
just a little, Salt Bay, a little bit of spice in there.
It's just you want to throw
I could actually see some of the salt crystals just bouncing in the light box.
Perfect. Even better.
Yo, you know what? Look, if there's any blowback, you just say that Will influenced you. Since he's your agent, you say it was Will's fault.
I would never influence someone negatively. That's not my
Wait,
character.
are you the Will Foxification?
Yeah, should I change it? Hold on.
The Will Foxification. Yes, change that.
Come on, Will.
Okay, hold on.
The Will Foxification. There you go. The Will Foxification. You have to put that in.
All right, bro.
Definitely represent. Will's going.
Embrace it, dude.
Embrace it though, Will. What's going on with you today, bro?
Not much, man. Happy to be here. And we're going to talk about pre-ordering tonight.
Yes, we're going to talk about
I
pre-ordering.
hope people aren't disappointed because no segment tonight because we're all about serious pre-ordering and all that kind
Pre-ordering,
of stuff.
and we're going to give advice if we
Yeah.
can. Everybody's just going to give their ideas on how they structure their finances around pre-orders. So
Yes.
like we'll jump into that, but
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean. It's going to be interesting. Will doesn't have a segment, but he's just going to freestyle a segment tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
maybe I'll
Yeah,
have to do that, yeah.
he's
I
going
did
to
have to say, since we're
Like
talking about,
Macklemore?
exactly, dude. We always talk about food. Do you guys go to Dairy Queen much? Because Oreo Cookie Blizzards, I had one of those tonight. It was really good. Dude, I'm telling you, Dairy Queen ice cream, it's actually better than people
that
think
did
it
take
is.
long.
Oreo Cookie
What is
Blizzards,
that?
you should, if you want the value, get the large because it's like 50 cents more and you get a lot more.
Milkshake shop, is it?
What'd you say?
Well, it's got
It's
burgers.
like
and
a
stuff.
chain like burgers, but it's mostly ice cream. That's what they're known
But
for.
it's called
now-
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy
You
Queen.
don't have
Dairy
Dairy
Queen.
Queen
So is
in
it
Australia?
is like the
I
staple
literally didn't
like
hear
dairy
anything
or
after
like-
Rob said Macklemore.
I'm glad you got it.
I know.
I thought that's pretty dope.
Will
But
Smith.
yeah,
Popping tags.
Robbed. It's popping tag. He snuck that one in. John, my man, the guy whose voice rivals Justin's.
Australian off.
The Australian off. Here we go. John, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great, mate. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Looking forward to having a chat about everything. So,
Yeah,
I don't know if I met you, John. I don't know if we streamed.
have not, Robert. No, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Where in Australia are you?
I'm in Perth.
He's in
Western
Perth.
Australia.
Oh man, Perth is on the entire other side of the continent. Countries.
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
very west
One
side.
night we doubled
on
our
our own.
Aussies.
Yeah.
What a remarkable.
So, are you? Do you drink Coopers? I was a big Coopers.
I do
fan.
not, unfortunately. No, I do
Oh,
not.
it's all
What
right.
about
You don't know-
what about Pure Blonde?
I've had it, but I don't. If I drink anything, it's Guinness generally.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What about
gotcha.
Yoo-hoo?
Good man.
It's
Yoo-hoo.
really good. Yoo-hoo, bro.
Although I like Kilkenny, which is made by Guinness. It's the cream of Ireland.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm telling you,
That's
bro,
okay.
it's an American gem, Yoo-hoo. Okay, I don't know if it's from America, but it might.
Oh
be.
my God.
Yoo-hoo and Olive Garden, dude. I mean,
Yeah, take it together.
you
Keep
go to
drinking
New
it
York.
with you.
Can you find a place to eat? Like, oh, I can't go there. It's too
No,
up.
it's gonna be Yoo-hoo, bro. Remember in Hey Arnold they had Yahoo? So yeah, one of those two.
Do you eat or drink anything that you don't clip coupons out of the Sunday paper for?
I'm a very grounded individual, Brendan. I have very,
Will, I'll
very
give you a
level-headed,
recipe, mate.
so-
I've got a nice cauliflower pizza for you. I make a cauliflower-based
Wow.
pizza.
Anything but pineapple pizza.
There you
we're
go.
good.
Vegan? Are you vegan?
No, I just love cauliflower-based. It's just easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
Cut my
Cauliflower
cows,
base
that's
is
all.
incredible,
yeah.
bro.
Speaking
Well,
of
I gotta-
vegan, Lael, I'm cooking up a mean pork belly tomorrow, just so you know.
Ooh.
Hey, Justin. So, Justin, how are you today, bro? How you going, man?
I want to
listening to
apologize
this.
to John because I've just realized that he's like the new fish in this sea of craziness. We're not always this crazy, I promise.
Yes, we
Not
are.
always.
Yes, we are.
We are. We are. Let's
Yes, we are.
Oh,
Come on.
man.
You'll
Bob
navigate,
Dylan.
You'll assimilate. You'll work it out.
Bob
Just
Dylan
work
with a
it.
comment, maybe of the night. Will's palate was solidified at the age of 9.
I did used to order off the kids menu like in college. So yeah.
But I do have to
Yes.
ask one thing though. Back to Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
When you go to Dairy Queen, do you get the soft serve ice cream dipped in chocolate?
No, I normally get the blizzards because the blizzards, dude, are so good, Rob. They
Dude,
even turn it
look,
upside
I
down.
love Dairy Queen. I grew up with. I love. Blizzard.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a Dairy Queen guy.
I haven't gotten the chocolate dipped cones, but
Bro,
I don't like
listen.
cones as much. They're messy, dude.
I'm gonna tell you how far I go back to Dairy Queen, bro. I go back as far as the fudge brownie delight, bro. That's
don't even know what
years
that
ago. So basically, what it was,
It's a place in San Francisco.
no, it,
Oh,
Maybe.
come
it's
on
it's
now.
basically the swirl over top of brownie with caramel and nuts, bro. Like it's incredible.
Okay.
It is. It's
See?
incredible.
There
But they don't. But the thing is, they don't make it anymore.
Sponsors,
like, they
Dairy
No,
don't.
they
Queen.
don't.
Sponsors.
Yeah, they don't make it anymore. They don't. But yeah,
If you
Justin.
think anybody is going to sponsor any of these streams, you're fucking crazy.
Michael's and Dairy Queen.
Hey, you never know. They might. They might.
Yeah.
You never know. You never say never.
Maybe
Hey,
it's that,
We can get Justin
that
to go
store
there.
that George Carlin talked about in his special, Nipples and Dicks. They'll sponsor us.
Justin, how are you today, bro? Like, what did you do, man?
Do you want to hear something that shows how dumb I can truly be?
Oh, sure.
So,
Yes.
one of the other streams I was scammed. This is, I think, maybe worse. So,
What happened
I was getting
now?
ready- I was telling you guys yesterday, I was getting ready to see Bond, right? I'm really excited to see
Oh,
Bond.
yeah.
You know,
Yes.
ready to go and see Bond. So, I
Does
told
this
Steph,
involve
you
a
know-
Nigerian prince?
No, luckily
Okay.
not. So we went to the complex where the cinema is. We had
Yeah.
dinner. We were getting ready to go in. We bought our popcorn. We bought our drinks. She bought an ice cream. And then I looked down at the tickets.
Oh,
They're
man.
they're for tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, couldn't you?
I-
It wasn't sold out. Couldn't you gone in?
No, but
I think it was
wasn't-
sold out, wasn't
I
it?
thought it was a preview because usually we get a preview screening on Wednesday. So we were there
Uh-huh.
on Wednesday, but there was no preview screening for Bond. So it wasn't even
Oh.
showing that night. I was just so dumb.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so we're there, and luckily Eternals was showing in 5 minutes. So I quickly bought tickets for Eternals. We saw Eternals a second time, which I wanted to do anyway because I
Yeah.
wanted to see if it sort of some of the stuff that maybe I thought didn't work the first time worked the second time. And honestly, I had a lot better of a time the second time, but I still
Yeah.
really liked it the first time. It just
Yeah.
stuff I think made even more sense when I watched
Gotcha.
it the second time. So
Gotcha.
yes, it all worked out in the end. I got to see Eternals again, and then I got home at like 10 p.m. and shot The Flash, and then I was up until 4. So
Mm,
I was actually
wow.
messaging Will, and Will was like, "Yeah, 4 a.m. is par for the course,
Right, exactly. I woke up in the middle of the night, saw the message. I was like, damn it. Just answered it real quick and went right back to bed.
well,
Like, this mother
Oh,
effer is up at 4 a.m. Waking me
hey,
up.
Justin, it's the experience that you embrace. That's all.
He is, bro. He is
You just
Keola.
embrace the experience. You're Keola, bro.
I,
You
I
can-
can't turn down fame.
You
He's
know,
pretty
just-
zen.
yeah. Take the other pill next time. You'll
Right,
be all
exactly.
right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Rob, what's up, bro? How you? Besides just being just the connoisseur of everything smooth,
That's
how's your day? How'd your day go, bro?
A good day. I streamed with Az. We did his Hot Toys channel, and he his clone army. I mean, he has like 12 Hot Toys clone figures now, and he's he keeps getting more, and so
Okay.
he likes that. which is good. I mean, he bought a bunch of stuff, and that's always a good thing. You know, I got this James Bond book in the mail. The DB5 book. This is a brand new book that was just published from the James Bond store, the 007 store.
Nice.
And
Sexy beast.
it's a beautiful coffee table book. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got the whole history of the DB5. What's cool about this is I have the part works of it's a 1/8 scale DB5 that I have to build, that I've been buying, and I have all the pieces for it. Which is fun. And then I whipped out. I have not opened this. I haven't opened this in 5 years, and I've never ever taken it out of the box.
Oh, you opened him up.
Wow.
Nice.
I opened them up, and you know what I forgot? I forgot just how much cool stuff is in. Does anyone have this?
I do.
I don't.
This is so cool. I mean,
He's
there's
badass.
There's so much. I mean, I've never seen what's so crazy. What I forgot about this is like, so this is the mech. What is this? The mech. It comes with this, right? So look at all these tools. It's all the tools Tony Stark builds Iron Man with.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's great. I gotta open this up. I gotta actually.
So how long have you had it?
Oh, I bought this when it first came out. When did it come out? 2014.
And you've never opened it,
Never opened it. I mean, I took the lid off of it,
but you just
I've
never pulled everything out.
Kinda.
Today was the first time I ever, like, I took the Tony Stark out of the thing.
Plastic and all.
Wow.
And I've never opened it. And what's cool is, you know, you put him on. It's a really cool set.
Yeah.
From Iron Man 3, and I'm gonna actually. The reason I took it out is because in one of the Moji cases, I don't know if the whole circular base will fit, but I've got the other Tony Stark, the civilian Tony Stark from is it Iron Man 2 that comes in the blue box with the half-made Captain America shield?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do a whole display where Steve Rogers is hanging out, and I've got my 6-scale Centipede, Tempest, and Asteroids machines. So I'm gonna do a whole here's Tony Stark's office display.
That'd be nice. Definitely be nice, man. See, the only thing I actually have from Iron Man 3, I have the Pepper Potts set.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I got that one, and hint.
I got an Iron Man 3 today also.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Just arrived.
But I
Hot
love
off
this.
the press. We got ourselves and Mark 42.
Oh,
There we go.
See, we talking Iron Man 3 today. Okay. Okay.
So crazy, right?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You know, the seller, little special touch, scribbled Justin on the top. You know.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, now everyone's gonna scribble Keola now.
Keola. Why does
Yeah,
Keola
they got to
on the
be
bottom?
Keola has to be the new thing now, bro. We're gonna push
Keola
that.
is life.
Keola is life. We have to
Keola
push
is
that.
life.
That's the thing is everybody hashtag Keola is life. Do that in the stream right now, definitely. My man, Cyborg Spidey Rules, aka Butt Naked Assassin, aka Brendan. So I got a story for you really quick, and I was waiting for you to get on this show tonight. So I have a story. So today I stopped by my local comic book shop because, of course, I had to actually pick up everything before, because it's new comic. It's Wednesday, so all the stuff drops.
Yeah.
Exactly. So guy that our same comic shop that I've been going to for a while, he was like, "Hey, I caught one of your streams." I was like, "Okay." It's like,
no way.
He said, "I caught your stream." He was like, "Yo, it's excellent." Like he said, "I just love watching like you guys, just the
Which one did you
camaraderie."
watch?
He watched the Dune. He watched last week when we talked about
The Eternals?
the Eternals. But then he watched the show that we had I think it was last Thursday, I believe. And he was like, he loves everybody's camaraderie. He loves the banter back and forth. He loved Will's segment. He did
nice.
he loved your segment, but he was like, that guy Brendan. He's like, he is full on, isn't he? I was like, yeah. He's like, he just doesn't bite his tongue. I was like, nah. He said, you know what? He needs a comic strip. He said you need a comic. I was like,
I was raised on Calvin and Hobbes, man. That's how I modeled my whole life, is Calvin and Hobbes. So,
Yo.
just saying.
As well, you should.
yeah, but he said, he really, really loved, and through the show, he watches your show. He watched Justin. Everybody loves Robert Meyer Burnett, bro.
Always.
Everybody loves Robert Meyer Burnett, bro. Everybody does. It's
So
just
he said all of this like glowing, wonderful stuff, and then he made you pay full price, right?
Oh, I never pay full price, bro.
Ooh.
He's too smooth for that.
I never pay full price. Like I get a lifetime discount at that spot. The only thing is he's never going to give me, because he has a life size Silver Surfer, and he'll never give that up. Like he's not, and I'm like,
Can he loan it to you?
I want him to so bad because it is amazing, bro. It is so amazing, and it's just like I'm gonna take a picture of it next time. Actually, I have a picture on my Facebook page. I just have to find it. But yeah, he has a life size Silver Surfer on the board.
The life size Silver Surfer. A question, because it reminds me, because I'm filming this weekend at Mohegan Sun with Josh Wolf. I'm filming some of his live shows there, and he had the podcast Prince and the Wolf with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is a big comic book fan, big Silver Surfer fan.
Yeah.
And they had their kind of usual banter back and forth, where Josh Wolf basically said that Silver Surfer had no dick. So is there a bulge in the life-size Silver Surfer? I just want to know, like, because I'm gonna see Josh this weekend, so I just
He's a grower, not a shower, man.
that could be.
Bro, he's wearing a permanent spandex, bro. Like I wasn't looking.
But it's not like he's like
Justin needs another gift.
You know what?
I
can't. I hope. You know what? I hope he's watching the show tonight. I really do.
All of us. Wait till he hears John's accent, dude. He's gonna be
I want to
blown
know
away.
if that's
I
diecast,
know.
Keola.
Come on,
is that the diecast?
John's gonna be known for that smooth voice.
Yeah, John does
course.
have a smooth voice.
I love. That's another figure. I bought that around the same time. That's another figure I've got the diecast, never taken it out of the box.
I just said to Will, because he messaged me and he was like, "It's looking mighty fine." Yeah, I didn't realize it comes with all these battle damage parts. It comes with a whole bunch of swap out battle damage pieces.
It's awesome.
I like the
awesome
42.
figure.
I feel like not a lot of people appreciate.
Hey,
that
Justin,
armor, but I like it.
do you have Neo? Do you have Neo?
I do.
You're just
You know he does.
dog with a
even
bone.
going.
You're just not.
You're not going to answer that question? Come on, Justin. Do you have Neo?
Of course I have. Of course
You know
I
he
have
has
Neo.
it.
Okay.
Of course I have Neo.
Can you show him one time? Sometime
His brother- his brother
next
autographed him.
next show. Can you show off Neo? Can we see him next show?
Justin, I'm gonna let you off the hook because I want to tell some. If you guys haven't watched, go on Netflix. This is a recommendation of the night. Check out Arcane League of Legends.
Yeah, is it good?
Very good.
Okay.
The way they're doing it's
You better not say it's better than Dota. Just so you know.
I won't say that.
Okay.
It's an animated like miniseries basically based on the video game League of Legends, which has been out for like a dozen years. It's not my style of game. I don't play it, but the animation style for this show is beautiful. The cinematography for it, the sound design and the score, everything is amazing. And they're basically doing 3 episodes a week for 3 weeks. So there are 3 out right now, and then there are 3 next week, and then the week after. It is really, really fucking good. So check it out. Recommendation of the night.
Okay. But still, I want to see Neo next show
God damn it,
when you
he
bring
went
him.
back. Sorry, Justin,
I do
I
want to
tried.
see that next time you come on the show, Justin. Come on, Keola for life. But let me actually address the chat real quick before we actually do that. I'm just going to pull all the super chats. We do have one from Louis Lebitz, $4.99. What up? What a crew tonight. Looking forward to tonight's stream. Oh, and Mr. Keola Reeves is on. It's an honor, sir. Come on, bro. You're Justin, you are the face. You are the face, bro. Come on. We have Big Collector in the building. Hey, guys, what's up? So, say if Hot Toys released the figure that we wanted and need, wouldn't it get boring? Like how people are rich? What? It would be boring. What?
I think he's trying to say, like, if they only release stuff we asked for, then it would be boring. Like, it's good to surprise us every now and then.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But we also like want the things that we want.
Yeah, we
It's
kind of
true.
want these things.
bit of
And
both.
then
definitely.
people complain when they surprise us. Like, nobody wants Cyborg Spidey.
Is he talking about like
Motherfucker, I
how
want Cyborg
rich people
Spidey.
get bored, so they start like fight clubs or Squid Games? So they
Yeah.
get
Sorta.
Like, is it
Sorta.
like that? Is
Or
that
you
what he's
know,
saying?
or you know,
True.
all sorts of. There's a million
Doing a little
shows on
dusting, I hope you
Netflix
don't
about
mind.
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You know what? I'll get my little duster too. You know.
Although
why?
Justin,
Yeah, go ahead.
you did prove, Justin. You said your sister tried the Squid Game cookie technique with licking it. It didn't work,
It did.
right?
It did not work, but she didn't try it. She tried it for like 1 second. She's like, it's not working.
After I
be
address
done.
the chat, I want to find out if Will tried it. So we have is Xiao
will.
Xiao in the building, Toe Bars in the building, Will Fox Vacation, 6 Scale Reviews. The Dakinator 3, Mike Fiala, Ryan R is in the building, S Beam is in the building, Chess Verdon is here. We got Philip the Fool, Emmanuel Paredes is here. We have Luminar 843. Derek Sandova is in the building. Bob Dylan is here. Is Juan, Linda. Man, we have quite a few that are here.
Ryan Kirkwood too.
Ryan Kirkwood is here. Thank you for coming through, Ryan. We have Wankstain in the building.
Brendan, get out of
Yo,
the chat.
That was not-
That's
Yeah.
Brendan's burner account.
It has to be. It is
Yeah, it's
Brendan's
his
account.
burner.
It definitely is, because that's something he would say.
Will,
Mark 44
see,
Prime is in the
That's where
building.
you fucked up. I don't need a burner account, man. I
That's
own
true, that's
all my fucking awesome shit.
Yeah, it's true. You do
One
fight with
six
a lot of
fix.
people on Facebook.
We got 1-6 Fix in the building.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, it's live. We have 808 Michigan Jedi is here. Cuervo 383 is here. Angel is here. We have let's see here.
Oh, I'm done dusting. Thank you.
Cody Franklin is in here. Man, we have quite a few people. Like, I mean, this is amazing. We have RMD Collectives in here. Man, full slate. It's going to probably be a lot to go through. I just keep seeing
There's
Wangstain, and
100
that's
in
just
there right now, so.
fun tea. That is so funny. We got my man Malachi Mabane is here. Thank you for coming through. HRD Core Candy is actually here, so thank you for coming through. Iron Logan is in the building and on the show. Let me see here.
There comes a point where you can just say et al.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we have the Ben Cave is in the building. Two Ferns is here. Yeah, we have quite the mix. Max Geekdom is in the building. So glad to see you here. Yeah, so we have quite a few, man. Like, all right, so we know the topic of the show tonight. It is to pre-order or not to pre-order. Now, I wanted to start the show off first before we actually jump in. Little round table. And we're going to start with Will first, because I'm going to ask everybody. Now, this is what you...
Okay.
I'm going to ask everybody's right now, how many pre-orders do they think they have at the moment? At the moment, right now. Will, how many pre-orders would you say you have, bro?
Well, that's a really good question, Leo. And if I had to make a guess, I would say somewhere exactly around the range of 32 pre-orders. So somewhere, if I were to make a rough estimation that would be exact, it would be 32.
32
So, and that's over the next like 2 years. So 2 to 3 years.
Look at
Some of
Brandon
this
going
stuff is
through his
projected.
phone.
Some of this stuff is projected to
I'm
come
just
out
ballparking it,
2023.
though.
So
Not
like
sure,
I,
but-
you know, and I keep track of all the. I do a lot of payment plans. So like I do payment plans. So I'm monitoring everything I'm paying each month. Justin and I actually talked about this on Figures and Flicks, which will
Yeah.
be coming out Friday. But yeah, so for me, yeah. Long story short, like 32 or something.
You
like
said
that.
you got 32?
Yeah, a lot of them are
About 32.
mostly paid off, but yeah, there's some that are paying. I'm paying them off.
Okay. Well, that
Yep.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
John, how many pre-orders would you say you have, bro?
At the minute, I got only 5. So I actually
Wow.
don't pre-order that much generally.
Wow.
I just get it when it comes out.
Smart man. Smart man.
yeah,
Smart
go
man. Now here's Justin.
Hey, hello.
Well, see, okay, Justin. Okay, this is what I've always wanted to know.
Yeah.
Do you even pre-order, bro?
Nah, he doesn't.
I have currently on pre-order. I have 2 things. 2.
Wow.
Only
Just
2.
2 pre-orders right now.
Statues,
Only statues.
you
Yeah,
know.
only statues.
I have the Prime 1 Suicide Squad Harley, which, you know, we all love to hate, but I love to love it.
Yeah.
And also, from 1/6 kit, it's a bit random, the 1/6 kit James Bond figure made by Eleven and Kai. the Daniel Craig James Bond, because I needed a James Bond, and that looks to be like the best one that you can get.
Okay.
So I had to pre-order that. That's it. I usually just wait for it to come out. This is before I had my channel. I would wait for something to release and then just go with the cheapest Hong Kong seller because I wanted it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, like you'll be spending more getting it from Hong Kong, but I still wanted to, have the semblance of a budget. So I would just wait for it to come out, and I still do that. I wait for it to come out, and then Toys Wonderland will send it to me, and then I'll get the invoice. Sometimes I get samples, which is always a good thing. Like the Gandalf that I just got was a sample from Asmus, so thank you Asmus for that. Yeah, that's it. Just those two. Boring, I know. I'm sorry.
No, you just make me feel extremely bad. Robert Meyer Burnett is like, I know we talk about pre-orders. It's like, Rob, how many?
Rob's gonna blow me out. Of the water.
No. I really am not. I'm not. I would imagine, because here's the thing. I mean, I pre-order things that I think they won't make a lot of, or something that I just. It's funny because now the thing about pre-orders is they come out in like 2.5 years or 2 years, and it's like I don't feel the need anymore to pre-order the way I used to. And
that's why I've slowed down. I haven't put in pre-orders in a while. I have a lot, but I haven't put in new ones in like at least 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my pre-orders are third-party figures.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would say I've got pre-orders at Sideshow, at 1/6 Outfitters, and at Toys Wonderland and Comic Sanctorum.
Okay.
And I probably have 25
pre-orders.
Yeah, but some of those pre-orders don't come out until, like I ordered that quarter scale Batman, and that comes out 2023.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about the pre-orders is like, you put down a deposit. It's not usually huge. I mean, obviously for that quarter scale Batman, it's a little pricier, but it's like $20, $25. Like, and if you go to like 1/6 Outfitters, it's not that expensive. And then when I have money, I'll just pay something off. That needs to be paid off, and you pay that off.
He's just going to do it. Yeah.
The biggest thing that I've been paying off is the Ecto 1.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for like over 18 months or something, just because it was, a big ticket item and I wanted it. And when they showed that they were using it in Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'm like, okay, because I have the Blitzway Ghostbusters figures, all 4 of them, and I always wanted to get the Ecto 1 too, and I just never got it. And so with Toys Wonderland, it's like 18 months. I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they take money out. But yeah, I mean, and then the same with the 1/6 Outfitters, you can pay a little bit down, and then when it comes in, then you pay it all off.
Yeah.
And you get it.
Yeah.
And same with Toys Wonderland with their partially payments. You can do it. You can do it over a long period of time. Sideshow's a little different because you have to do it in 4 or 5 payments.
Yeah.
But they don't charge you after until they think you're 3 or 4 months out. And then they charge you if it's going to come in. But some things they've charged me for, like I paid off Iron Patriot, the Endgame Iron Patriot. That's all paid off, but who knows when it's going to show up here.
Probably February.
But I mean, I think that to me, it's more like I want, and it's all, for me, it's, I don't know if it's the same with you guys. If I see something I really want, like a third-party figure, like 1/6 Outfitters will run out. Like if you want a third-party figure, they'll run out of it. So
or giant toy, and they'll cancel your
layout. I know that.
Yeah, and
I wish that honestly I should have left it.
And then that's the thing that would kill me is if they ran out of something that I really wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And I mean, you can find everything, but
sometimes third party though you can't. Like the Matt Murdock, who may be getting more popular. I don't know. We'll see. From So Toys, he is sold out. I'm pretty sure you can't get him anywhere. He's an awesome figure. If you all wanted him, you should have got him when he was around.
Well, that's the thing. Those third-party figures, the people that buy them don't sell them. Those really good ones, they don't.
Because they know they probably won't be made again, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of third party, I am happy because I got my notification from Toys Wonderland about
I saw that.
Nightwing.
Oh,
yes. Paid that, yeah. So that
That's
got my
one of the
notification.
I have
many
a,
pre-orders. For,
Yeah.
I have a picture of the final production piece. If you would like to see it, just an in-hand picture from Soso.
Yes, we would. Yes, we
All right,
would.
hold on.
We would
Let
love
me
to
bring
see
it
that
up.
before I get over to butt naked. Let's actually see that picture real quick.
Butt naked.
Tell you what, I wish I had a
Yeah, it's
pre-order
butt
to
naked.
Joker from J&D. Tell you what.
You got.
Oh, John and I
you
were
got-
No, I
talking
wish
about
I had
that.
a-
That J&D.
Man, come
You
on.
know I
I
got
saw
it
that
coming. That's my
yesterday.
most
It
anticipated
It
piece.
looks great.
I don't
John.
know, Will. I don't
John.
know.
Man.
Justin
There
and
you
I
go.
talked about this at length. We'll talk about it, Leo.
John,
We'll talk about
don't.
it. Yeah, I don't love it.
John,
Anyway,
don't let Will get in your ear, please don't.
It's sold out
Oh,
now
but that-
anyway.
man,
so,
it's so
yeah.
good.
Okay.
It's sold out.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
looking
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It
That
looks
looks
good.
good. That looks real good.
That looks like a
That's
hot.
good.
That's the final boy.
That's looking good.
That does
That
look
looks
like a hot
good.
toy. Yeah, it does.
That looks
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Yep.
considering that CW Flash.
Yeah, true. The bar is lowered.
Oh, I actually pulled this up. This is not. I wasn't timing this, but speaking of CW Flash, someone did a repaint, and it looks so much
That does
much
look
better.
a lot better. Yeah.
Wow, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, mine.
It
I'll have mine
does.
tomorrow.
It
Wow.
does. It does look better. So
Wow,
they
that
did a
looks
full
huge.
repaint. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely
Full
better.
repaint. He didn't say. Of course, I love it when these customizers like don't tell you how they did or what paints they used because it's some like they treat
Yeah,
it like
it's
some
like-
super secret. You know, like we can't tell you that. Come on now.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
would
might
love
have
to do this
mixed
to
it
mine.
themselves or something.
Probably mixed it. I would love to do this to mine, but I don't know what kind of paints he would use because it's fabric, so you'd need to use some kind of fabric paint, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That looks good.
But
though.
yeah, it looks way.
That
better.
really
Way
does
better.
look good. Definitely. Butt naked. See, wait, before you even start, because I would imagine that considering the simple fact that the entire span of the pandemic, how you were getting in my ear and really haggling and
Cry
voicing
a
me to,
fucking
yeah,
river,
you're
give me a
gonna
bridge
cry.
across.
Exactly. So
Oh
let me
my
ask you a
God.
question. How many pre-orders would you say your ass has?
Ballpark.
Yo ass.
Your ass.
Ballpark about 50, with including like statues, with about 30 completely paid off.
Okay.
Yeah, mine includes statues too. Yeah, and other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly 6 scale, but like I've got the half scale Queen Studios cap, that's on pre-order, and then like the Pure Arts Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So I've got a handful of statues in the mix there. It's mostly 6 scale though. But yeah, it's about like 50 with about 30 of them completely paid. But then another half of those are all almost cleared off. Like they're all like, about half of those, so like another, like 10, 15 are all probably like $100 or less left on them.
Nice.
So
Got you.
I've been doing that too, Brendan. I like doing that, paying it off up front.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just easier to keep track. I know some people like, I don't like to give my money to the companies in advance and stuff, but it's like I'll end up spending it on something else. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm okay with it. I still manage all of my my finances and stuff. I'm a big boy, so I can handle it myself. So, but having all those paid off is just, it's peace of mind, and I just know that like, boom, good to go. I don't have to worry about like, if Hot Toys decides to drop 7 figures in 1 week, I don't have a problem. It's like, bring them on because I've already paid them all off. So,
And if you
yeah.
cancel it, you'll get everything but the deposit back anyway. So
Ryan R. He gets the hell on my nerves. I'm just gonna be quite honest. Like literally, he gets on my nerves. Like he really gets on my nerves. But yeah, if you think the dynamic is he gets on my nerves and he costs me a fortune. So I'm glad that you think the dynamics is great because he cost me a freaking fortune last year.
He's texting me at night.
No,
asking me
you're
for,
texting
like,
me,
advice.
MFer.
He's,
You always basically texting me. Hey, did you see what came out today? Yeah, pre-ordered, motherfucker.
He's even sending me stuff on Facebook. You gotta buy
Exactly.
this.
I told
You
you.
gotta buy
I
this.
told you, bro. I told you. So I have a witness.
Come on, if you
Nope.
Rob, you want that
Nope.
Cyborg Spidey.
See?
You know you want
Same
that Cyborg Spidey.
bullshit. Same
I
bullshit.
thought you
Rob,
definitely get it, man.
Rob, not
Justin, tell him.
Rob,
Nope.
not
Tell him.
until you actually get the classic suit Spider-Man first.
See,
Get that
if you
classic
would-
suit first.
I don't
Why
know
does
if I
that have to be
agree. I don't know
first?
if I. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Like what I said last time, how they released.
Now.
Can't do it.
How they released
You're
Nightmare
just
do it.
air biscuits. That's all you're
Can't
doing.
do it. Can't do it.
were you
Can't do
saying,
it. So I would actually say, listen. So right now, in total, I have about, I'd say, well, actually, this is what I did. So I went on a canceling spree with a certain company that we will not name, specifically for the simple fact that I already know that a lot of these figures were delayed and when I'm going to get them, or when I won't get them. Put it that way. You know what I mean? Like it's going to take too long. So I just went on a full canceling spree.
It was a canceling shit show.
Yeah, I just did, and to get my NRD back on a few of them. And the thing is, I think right now that they know it's happening because there was no rebuttals, there were no questions. They just did it because they know it's happening, and this has to be something that they expected. But I did cancel. I actually canceled about, I would say, 11 orders, like literally 11 orders. So now
37 for me.
yeah. So I'm actually down
last
to
year,
about
37.
right now total pre-orders. I'm actually down to about, I'd say, 22, and that's including a few figures that I actually have coming from Underground Toys with Ray, and then I have the statue that I have coming from Marcos the Storm, and then everything else is through Toys Wonderland, which they still haven't actually sent me the notification about. My because I paid off my Quicksilver, like the So Toys Quicksilver. Still haven't gotten a notification on that yet. I'm still waiting, so I don't know. I guess I'll get that soon. Anyway,
God.
but what's up?
Can I just say that something that has been eluding me? I'm just looking at the place that shall not be named. I had a pre-order there that it now says shipped.
Which one? What is it?
Data.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I thought
Your
my
XO,
data...
you still haven't gotten your XO6 data?
No, and I bought it from the place that we're not supposed to name, and they said that I wasn't going to get it. And wow, I thought for sure they kept putting me off, but wow, okay.
It's an awesome figure. Congratulations, you're gonna like it.
See, well, that's
You have Picard, so
Yeah.
you know they do good work.
Yeah, they do
So-
good work. I can't wait.
that. At least they got something coming. At least because I haven't got a notification for them, and that's why I just went on and started canceling. So I'm going to start with you, Will, first.
Oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I want to know, and I want to know your method. Like, when do you, like, okay, when it comes to like, pre-ordering figures and
Yeah.
stuff. So when do you feel as though like, for you, how do you manage your finances when it comes to like pre-ordering figures? Like, when do you decide, like, all right, do I pre-order this figure, or is it one that I can actually wait on? How do you structure your pre-ordering tactics? Like, what do you basically do?
Dude, it's funny because I feel like we've all done this. It evolves over time, right? So beginning when I first started out collecting, like I used to just mostly pre-order things that I kind of Jetta.
I ain't
I used to just
pre-ordering
pre-order
shit.
things that I just kind of liked, right? Like there would be just, and I think I have some things on this list. I think that I think kind of like, but I went through and kind of trimmed the fat on most of that, right? I went through and just said like, hey, what do I really need and what do I not need? But for me, what I do for pre-ordering basically is just go through, figure out the things that I really want and just pre-order those. Like Sylvie, for example, right? That's a figure I feel like that I want, but I know I can wait on, right? Because she's not going to sell out anytime soon. And with Sylvie, I think she's one that I know I'm probably going to get, but I'll just wait and get her later. Like I'll pay her off like closer to when she's actually released. Instead of like, Loki, for example, like Loki or Pennywise or like Iron Man Mark 85 or Captain America Endgame, right? Those are the ones that I feel like I need to pre-order. Not because they're gonna sell out anytime soon, but because I know I'm gonna get them and I might as well just lock it in now.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and other ones, you guys mentioned a really good point about third party, right? Third party is another good example. If I do see a third party I figure I want, it tends to be like a video game character typically that I know I'm not going to get from anywhere else, like a Last of Us or the Gunslinger from Red Dead Redemption, Arthur Morgan, or Sephiroth or Cloud or something like that, right? I'll pre-order and lock in a pre-order. Or a statue. Statues I'll lock in pre-orders because J&D could sell out in a matter of hours. Oh, so if you want that, you got to get it
Well,
then.
like the Berserk figure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Like stuff like that that's limited edition.
Statues are very different than Hot Toys
Yeah.
because third party not all of them, but like most of the time, a third-party figure is announced maybe 6 to 8 months before it comes out, not like 18 to like 24 months
Right.
before it. There are some exceptions, obviously, but there's a lot less lead time. So if you
right.
know that it's
Typically.
coming sooner, and with statues, if they're limited edition, and they're only making 600 of them, then you want to pre-order earlier.
Right.
Whereas it's like, I know they're making a shit ton of this hot toy, so I can
Right.
wait a little bit more.
And it's Leo, as far as the finance aspect of the question goes, like totally, like I always look at my Excel doc before I pre-order anything, because I'm looking and seeing how much do I really have tied up over the next 2 to 3 years, and just thinking what my salary is in a given year, and like what percentage of salary I'm spending on collectibles, right? I feel like that's the best way for me, at least, to be responsible about it and look at it. And sometimes you got to make tough decisions. Like I told you, I canceled
You're certainly not spending on fancy restaurants.
Well, Olive Garden's pretty fancy, Robin. Dairy Queen. So the budget, maybe like 5-10% is going that direction. And Sam's Club gets a lot of my budget too. So,
Sam's Club.
He eats a lot of bargain
By-
basement ramen.
By the way,
too,
they had
so.
lobster. I was telling Justin they had lobster bisque, which I've never had before at Sam's Club. It was actually really good. So I highly recommend it. So,
Lobster biscuit is very good.
See? Justin
you
said
live-
they're scorpions of the sea. He
You
doesn't like
live
lobster.
in Maryland. How have you never had lobster bisque?
I don't know. I've somehow managed to pull it off, though. So we're all about crabs in Maryland, though, not really lobster. I mean, we have lobsters, but it's more about crabs here. So
Yeah,
if
put
you've
that
seen
in your
Wedding
dating
Crashers,
profile. See how that works out for
if
you.
you've seen Wedding Crashers, they talk about crab cakes and football. That's more the Maryland thing. But back to the question. Like, I'll say basically that pre-ordering should be, I think, very thoughtful. Like, I think nowadays with the way, if you're only buying hot toys, you should really only pre-order the things you like truly know that you're 100% going to get. Because otherwise, you're going to lose some deposits if things don't get delayed. And hot toys, there's almost no incentive to pre-order anymore. Because very rarely, like less than 5% of figures sell out before they hit in stock, right? So it's just not my like. And I trimmed so much fat. I'm down to 32, like I told you, Lael, but I trimmed a lot of fat from that. Like I had more pre-orders that I just felt like I didn't need, like Clone Wars Ahsoka and Sam Wilson Cap, like figures I do want, but do I need them?
Yeah.
So and that was kind of my dilemma. And so with my pre-ordering, I've just become very selective now. Like 32,
Yeah.
I've built over time where as time goes on, I haven't pre-ordered a thing really much lately in a while. So because
Yeah.
I've become more selective as time goes on. Like for example, at day one, like remember we got Revan from XM, right?
Yeah,
Like that's coming
yeah.
out soon. Or J&D, Heath Ledger, Joker. Those are things I know that I want. So
Yeah.
I'll get them day one, but very rarely do I do day one anymore. I think it's just the game for statues, yes, but like Brendan said, but for Hot Toys figures, it's just not. There's no incentive to anymore.
Yeah. It's you're right.
But yeah,
I
the
think
finance
it's
is a big part of it.
yeah.
And payment plans for me. I love payment plans. But.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, and just like I said, the dates, it's so far out that do you really think that you need to actually pre-order? I mean, it's especially now, like when you go to, for instance, Toys Wonderland, when you're looking, you see basically like in some of these companies where you see where it's the, first batch, second batch. A lot of figures that that were on pre-order, years back are still, and they still have those first batch orders, what I mean, is available. So like you don't necessarily have to like pre-order right off the bat.
You need to, but like with that, so you need to look at and just kind of, I mean, it's a bit of a gamble. You have to kind of predict what you think is going to happen because if you're getting them locally, if you're getting them through, if you're going to a sideshow, you're going to a local comic shop or something, it's going to be that price and they'll get it in. And to be perfectly honest, we've seen that with Sideshow, they don't fulfill all the orders in the order that they're received, even though they say they do. Joe Lynch proved that too when he literally canceled his pre-order Cap that he was waiting and then added to cart and then it shipped while he was still waiting for his pre-order one that he put in 2019. So like that. So if you're buying that like domestically, it's not really a big deal. Once it comes in stock or once it's getting closer to shipping, put your order in, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
When it's if you're going first batch or second batch, then pre-ordering comes into play more in two instances. One, if you want to do a payment plan, so you want to have it paid off well in advance, then you're going to do the pre-order so that you can do like a partially payment plan or something over 12 months, 6 months, whatever you want to do. So pre-ordering is a good option there as long as you don't have too many that like all of your partially payments are adding up to more than you can handle in a month.
Right.
The other thing that you have to look at, though, is if you do plan to go first or second batch, how popular do you think that figure is really going to be? Because that demand could drive that first batch or second batch price up from what you are seeing right at the when it's first dropped versus closer to it actually releasing. Because there are figures that it's like the first batch price, is this, and then when it first goes up for pre-order, but then once we get closer to it and some other shows or movies around that have come out, first batch price right before it comes out or right when it comes out goes up like 100, 150 bucks.
They haven't done that in a while though. That actually
it happened on Venom for
it,
sure.
it did, but
Venom,
they've slowed that down. Like that hasn't
Yeah.
really happened recently. Like I think that
What-
if
yeah.
anything, a lot of things.
But it's unpredictable. That's
Yeah, it is. But again, it just depends on the demand. And like I said, I tend to go towards figures that I know the demand. I mean, some will definitely have that demand, but for me, it's just that I don't. Especially seeing now that certain figures, even some of the first batch orders, of course they were high end. It was high at that point, but then once they release and they see that the value isn't there for it and that they're still overstocked, and you'll see that price drop. You know what I mean? So you do see that a lot as well. Now you see that with other companies. You don't see that with the company that we're not going to name because those prices are extremely high still. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you? What the hell? So yeah, it is what it is. John, how do you gauge your ordering system, bro?
Yeah, well, what I do is, so the 5 I've got on, I put them on payment plans, and I've got all but one left paid off, which is the Sam Wilson cap. So I think I've got like a couple payments on that, and that's done. Generally, what I'm doing is I'll do that, and I won't do more than that until one's paid off.
Yeah.
And then once paid
that
off,
makes
then
sense.
I'll do another one, and I keep it at 5. And then if something comes out,
Smart.
I just get first batch straight away. So if
Smart.
like stuff I do on my channel that I want to try and get out sooner,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just buy it outright first batch off Toys Wonderland, and then future things that I'm thinking about that I know I definitely want, I just put it on the payment plan, pay it off, and then keep funneling
Gotcha.
them through, and that's manageable then.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's what works for me.
Yeah.
Except for when you buy a quarter scale Spidey first
Yeah.
off the bat before it drops.
That's true. Well,
And
it's
pay
funny, John.
astronomical
Justin
amounts.
kind of gave me insight
It is
into
a
this
great
too,
figure,
because
though.
living in Australia, like first batch makes much more sense for you guys. Buying from
Yeah.
Hong Kong makes much more sense because Sideshow is like probably just as expensive, and you're getting it much later. Or Pop Culture's, you're getting it super late. So,
Yeah.
but I think for most buyers though, like it may seem like a common sense point, but the more I guess people just don't realize it. The more you buy first batch, the less figures you can buy. So if you can wait and you can exercise patience, I always like to, recommend that. But everyone can do what they want. Like if everyone wants to buy first batch, then I think that's amazing. It's your prerogative to do so. But I just think everyone has a budget, and the more you spend extra on figures that you don't need to, then you're buying less figures. So, but that's just for
definitely get
U.S.
that-
buyers. For
that's not
Australian buyers,
smart
it's
for me,
different.
but-
I'm more
Yeah.
U.S. buyers, yeah.
Like I know I'm
Yeah.
paying a little bit more, but I'm the kind of person that just believes I can always make more money. So I just
Yeah.
kind of
Dude,
I
yeah,
just grind on that.
and that's everyone's
Yeah.
prerogative. Yeah, like every collector's different. If you want to do that, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah,
everyone can do what they want.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I just want that Keola money. Hey, so Justin,
the Charlemagne
we
money.
need that Charlemagne, that Keola money. So I mean, Justin, again, with you it's a bit different because, like I said, you've pretty much established yourself now to where as you're dealing with these companies and they send you certain things or you're able to gauge a certain way when it comes to getting your figures and stuff like that. You've been doing this for so long, bro. Like I'm not even going to ask you this, but I'm just going to ask you what advice for just especially someone who is just breaking into the collecting game, those who haven't really been at it for a long period of time. Like what advice would you give them when it comes to pre-ordering figures? Do you think that they should order day one, or should they just basically do it based off just interest, figures that they may have a high level of interest in? Like how do you gauge that, bro?
He's going to
Well,
tell you
I
he's
think-
the wrong person to ask.
Yeah, he is. I know.
Wow, Brandon. No, before I did YouTube, because people forget that I existed before I had my YouTube channel, and I was still collecting stuff. So it's yeah, okay, maybe now it's a bit different, but the channel's only like 3 years old, so not that long ago, I was just buying the same as everyone else.
I
So
disagree. I think you just came into being 3 years ago. I'm not
There I am.
entirely
Justin's
sure that
collection
you
just
exist
existed.
outside of YouTube.
Yeah. Funny story, my channel was actually for like 5 minutes, it was called Justin's Collectibles, and then I was like, ooh, don't really like the sound of that, and I changed it to Justin's Collection, and luckily I think I made the right choice there.
The
I like
rest is
that. I like the
history.
sound of that better.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so when it comes to buying stuff, before I had my channel, I would still do it the same way. I'm a very impatient person, and I only buy what I love, right? So I would pre-order if it was something third party, because like we discussed, sometimes they sell out, you can't get it. So you'd rather lock it in, and then you still have the option to cancel, especially if you're not leaving deposits, because some Hong Kong retailers don't take deposits. You pre-order it. I'm pretty sure 1/6 kit doesn't, unless it's a first-party product like an 11 sculpt or something. So I would do it that way for third-party, but for official stuff, I would always wait. Number one, I would watch Dean Knight's video, because when he was getting stuff like day one, I would watch Dean's videos, and then I would say, oh, you know what? I really do want that. So the first one I got from Hong Kong was Nightmare Batman. And I went on eBay and I paid a crazy amount for it, but I didn't care because I wanted it. I had to have it. And that's still, to this day, I'm kind of a bit like that. Yes, I understand the whole thing of, you spend more on one thing, but then you don't get to have as many. But like, how long is a piece of string? You could use that for anything in life. When you're I'm coming to fly over to Hong Kong to see Ryan. I could pay that little bit extra and upgrade to business class. It's there for a reason. I'll still get there if I go economy. It's exactly the same flight. I'm on the same plane. I could do more flights if I flew less business class.
Yeah.
But it's there for those,
More
a little bit fancy poo,
Fancy poo.
So that's why I think people gravitate towards first batch. There is a certain intrinsic value on impatience.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have more, but maybe they don't want more. Maybe they want this right now. And that's fine. I understand. And that's where I come from. With that Suicide Squad Prime 1 Harley, I'm not, like, people think I'm rich or whatever. It's not the case. I work the same as everyone else, but I didn't even look at the price. I didn't even know the price until I was watching a stream that you guys were on and were talking about it. I was like, oh, that's how much it costs. I went on, I clicked pre-order, and I closed the page. That was that. That was it. I paid the deposit, whatever it was. I have never done a payment plan on anything in my life. I budget for myself, so I get a certain amount in. I've got a spreadsheet. I say, okay, this is how much I'm putting aside for figures. It goes in a separate spending account. I have an account for bills. I have an account for figures. And then if there is enough in that account, because I'm budgeting myself for that item, when it comes out, I will buy it. If not, well, then I've done something wrong, clearly. But I don't have anything on payment plans. The only payment plan I have is my mortgage. I own my car outright. I own my devices outright. I own my figures outright. So I'm just not a fan of owing people money. But I understand it helps you budget. But I think we're all grown. You can budget. I believe in all of y'all. Don't let Sideshow hang on to your money, because you can be, in the meantime, you can be popping that in a little high interest account. Make yourself some extra cheddar on top. There you go. Especially if you're spending 10, 20, 30 grand a year with Sideshow. And then when they come out all at one time, then you can pay them off. Yeah. That's how I would recommend doing it. Because Sideshow, I guarantee you, is popping all that little pre-order money. They're popping in their little accounts. Getting a little bit of cheddar on top there.
Yeah,
It's a good point though when you talk about pre-ordering
like,
though.
oh
and
No,
like
I get it.
that,
I get it. It makes sense.
that kind of economy,
Lobster
or first class, like bumping up and stuff. You're still going to the same place, getting there at the same time. It's
same thing with shipping, right?
You've got
same thing with
the extra means, and
everything.
you want to do that. It's just like here's the thing. I've never been in a situation where I'm buying fewer collectibles because I'm buying first batch. Like, I know what I'm able to budget for. I know what I'm able to get. I don't feel like, oh, well, I bought first batch on this, so I'm not going to get this one because I spent too much on this. Like, no, it's like, if I can afford that, then I can afford it. If I can swing this, I can swing this. But I've never not bought something because I felt like I spent too much money on something else. It's always Do I have physical space for it? Do I really, really want it
Yeah,
in
I
my
think
collection?
space. Honestly,
Space
I
is
think
big.
space
is
the
more
biggest
more
problem.
important than the money. Yeah,
Correct.
because
One day,
like you said,
I think
you
we
can
should do
always
a
go out and
stream
make
where we
more
talk
money.
About space.
Space.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like they go hand in hand, but I get what you mean, Brennan. Yeah, because if you're budgeting and you know what's in your budget anyway, and you know you have say 500 for the month, and you can spend layout. That looks real classy though down there. Really.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm never in the red because I bought first batch.
Right.
And if I'm not in the red, then that means I'm not precluding myself from doing something else.
But say you know you have a budget of 500 a month, right? And you went and spent $60 more on a figure than you needed to because you had to have it first batch. That's less money you can spend that month.
But
So
if you're buying one this month and then you're buying one next month, versus with Sideshow where you've got to pay both off in the same month because they 5 things arrive at the same time.
sure.
That is a problem. Then you've got
Yeah.
to make sure that you have enough to pay off. If you just put a deposit down, you've got to make sure you have that 10 grand required.
Not if you do payment plans.
And that's, yes, if you do the payment plans, it's different.
But
Absolutely.
whereas you said like, oh well, if you spent $60 more on this, then that's $60 that you have less to spend. Well,
Sure.
again, only if
haven't budgeted,
subtracting that $60 puts you flat at zero. Then okay, then
Right.
you have no more money left to spend. But if you still have
don't do that.
$5,000
Don't do
left,
that.
Don't do- that's the number
Please
one
don't
thing
do
take
that.
away.
but if you still have $5,000 left after that 60, then you still like you're
Sure.
not in the red. You're not like you're
But
not
it-
flatlining.
yeah, but
You
it-
can-
I think it's
Like if
just a
something
matter
comes
of
out for me,
yeah.
I was just going to say, if something comes out for me, the way I do it by paying up front generally when it comes out, is I'll just get creative. Like I'll sell something, I'll hustle that way if I want the extra cash. If I don't have the extra cash on hand, I'll
or
just
you
do
go
that.
out to dinner one time
Yeah.
less that month.
Sure, you balance it out one way
Or like,
another.
I
or
don't
you
really
take
spend on
money from
anything
something
else.
else. Be like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what?
But yeah,
I'm not
but
gonna
where
go
does that
do
end?
that.
That's the problem. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if most people have that. Like, even us, we don't even have that self control a lot of times. So I feel like that's
Well, you got to pull on your big boy pants.
That's true, but I feel
Yeah,
like,
well, come on, man.
but it's almost like it just, I guess, how much you value patience versus immediate gratification. Because
Correct.
if you want to spend $60 more than you need to,
Gratify me,
then you
baby.
can do it now. Like most of the comic shops in America, you can get these figures for, I mean, what you pay for first batch might be $100 more.
Yeah.
So I mean, is that that's every decision a collector has to make? Is that worth it to you? To me, it's not, unless it's
Well,
like
see-
I'm not paying 50%
I don't
markup
buy
for
a
2
lot,
months.
so,
Like,
like,
but
it
if
makes it
most
easier
people,
for
if
me.
they want to, like you said, John, if you want to do it, I have no problem with that. Like, I mean, like I think everyone has the right to choose, but for me, I just feel like it's not a smart move. But yeah.
So much spice. This is like what we were talking about the other time. They were like,
No,
we
it's
picked on
fine.
Well, no,
Very
no, it's
respectful.
healthy.
We love you.
Very
Very
respectful.
No, but I get what you're saying, and in a sense I kind of agree in a sense because like I said, I mean the way I've done it now, and then I'm gonna get to Rob before I get to you, I'm gonna read a couple of these super chats, but real quick,
Please
but
do.
the way I've done it now is because, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do reviews anymore. Why I just basically stick to posing, because we get into this space where people feel as though if you're a reviewer, you have to have the figure first before another individual does. So of course you're putting your money down on first batch figures.
Or
You're getting
a
the first
shill for
batch.
wherever you bought.
You know what I mean? So basically you're doing that because you want to get it first. You want to be the first person to, and I'm like, you know what? To that, it got boring for me. Number one is because you can't knock the king off the mountain. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? You can't. That's just not something that you can do. He submitted his space. That's just where it is. Me, I wanted to actually jump
Who are
into
you
something
talking
else.
about?
You already know Keola all
Keola
day.
Reeves.
I'm just
Keola
kidding.
Reeves.
I mean, Justin's already cornered the market.
He's already cornered.
this
He's
market.
cornered that.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
dominated that
Well,
market.
right.
So it's just like I don't want to basically. And so for me, it's just about posing. So if I'm posing a figure, I can get the figure. And I can go back and get some of my Grail pieces and pose those because that's the space I exist in. So I don't have to have day one figures. I can get second batch. You know what I mean? I can actually get that and wait. Yeah, let everybody else do it. That's fine. For me, I just rather exist in that space because that's my niche. That's where I go. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I want to make sure everything else is basically paid off first. You know, especially things that are important. I'll get first batch on things that are important to me. You know, if it's a Star Wars figure, of course, Wonder Woman, of course. You know what I mean? Like certain things that are of a certain level of importance. That's how I'm gauging it from now on. But
Right.
yeah, I'm not going after like day one. I can wait. I'm learning to have more patience than anything right now because I want to clear out what I do have right now and make room for everything else. Rob, before I let you go, we have a super chat from S Beam. He said, I had 36 POs with that company. I still have 5 with them, but their business practices as of late has me going to other places. Shipping costs matter too. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I definitely agree with that. We had another super chat earlier from Big Collector. He said, what do you guys think about the No Way Home rumors and photo leaks? Also, are you hyped for the Hawkeye series and series that's coming up? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Like I said, we want to kind of keep at the pace right now with the pre-orders. Rob, how do you, because we're talking about the smooth individual you are, and someone, because basically, like, I mean, me and you are in the same wavelength because we've been collecting nostalgic, memorabilia
Right.
and pieces for years. You know what I mean? So we kind of have been in this realm for a while, since Kenner, since Hasbro, since like some of like the original IPs and stuff like that. So
Stick figures.
yeah, exactly. So, Rob, like, what do you like? What is your method of actually, pre-ordering and stuff like that?
Well, usually the first things that I think about when I pre-order are these going to be scarce? I mean like I don't if a lot of Star Wars figures I wouldn't necessarily pre-order unless I think they're going to be scarce.
Yeah.
But like I'll tell you something. There are some figures that I have at the company that shall not be named that I only think I would be interested in, but I'm sure they will be scarce. Like there are these figures from a movie. Damn Toys is putting them out. They're licensed figures for a science fiction film called The Wandering Earth.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese science fiction film.
Uh-huh.
There's 3 figures. They're astronaut suits. They're amazing. The figures are amazing. Nobody cares. I'm the only one. Nobody cares.
Which is a good space to be in, though.
Especially in America. But they're pricey figures. They're like $350 each or something. And for me, those are a pre-order.
Yeah.
They're a pre-order because who knows? Sideshow might get one in and it doesn't sell, and they might not get any more. Like I don't know. I can't imagine those were ordered. They might make a lot of them for the Chinese market, but nobody in America saw The Wandering Earth, and the people that didn't like it. I just like astronaut figures. There's very few figures that have. So I will pre-order those figures, and I've had them on pre-order for years, or a year and a half or something. Or if there's a figure like that's expensive, like the Golden Armor Wonder Woman or the Falcon from Captain, the Falcon, Sam Wilson Captain America.
Yeah, that was day one for me.
Those are pricey figures, and I just assume that they're not going to make as many of them. So I would pre-order something like that.
Yeah.
Or like something I didn't pre-order that I wish I did because I didn't order them at the time. I didn't have the money to spend. Was the Ragnarok figures? I did not get any Ragnarok figures. I wanted Gladiator Hulk, I wanted Gladiator Thor, and I wanted Hela. Never got them, and I should have. And now those figures, those are the Rogue One figures. They've skyrocketed in price. They're really hard to get if you can find them because they didn't make very many of them.
Hela is a masterpiece.
Yeah. And I
she is.
I didn't get it, and it was stupid. And so for me, that's the thing I have to really want it, and like third-party figures, if I really want them, then I'll order them if they're good.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Homelander, the To's Homelander, not only did I order that, I paid off the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
Just because I figured that would be, because that's the kind of figure that non-collectors will buy.
Yeah.
Just because they like the boys, like people are, I love to get that figure or whatever. Because I think that, to me, it's those one-off collectors that can change the market. People that don't necessarily collect a lot of stuff, but they'll see that's an iconic figure in a show that a lot of people that are outside of the collector space like.
Yeah.
So they might want to buy one figure for their office desk or something.
Yeah.
And I see that if there's figures like that, I'll pre-order those figures.
But
for the most part, it's gotten to the point where, and I also, there's a couple of other things. I mean, I've got my collecting down to, I buy 12 scale figures, I buy physical media still, movies, and books. And then the only other things I really buy are if there's a spaceship model, like for instance, I'm a huge fan of Space Battleship Yamato, or we know it as Star Blazers.
Hey,
in
Star
America.
Blazers, hell yeah.
Well, there's I've talked about this before. In Japan, there's a company called Hachette that releases part works. Really cool stuff for Robotech or Macross, Mazinga. They did a part works of the Space Battleship Yamato itself. They're doing one of my favorite fictional spaceships is the Space Battleship Andromeda. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's 4.5 feet long, the model.
Wow.
So I'm like, but that comes out every week. So it's released as an issue. You get parts and you get a magazine every week for like 60 weeks.
Okay.
So instead of waiting, and they're only releasing in Japan, so I had to find a Japanese buyer. I told him I need this, and I have to send him the money like every month because I can't miss an issue because it comes out weekly.
Okay.
And like, so that to me is a pre-order. I gotta have that.
Because it's a value and it's something that you value, just share off of something that you have that interest in.
Yeah, and like that I've loved that spaceship and I've built models of it before, but to have one that's 4 feet long, I mean, that's insane. And that's something no American company would ever make. So it's the kind of thing where I have to have it. And then you have to figure out, I had to find a Japanese shopper. I didn't even know you could find people in Japan that would shop for you.
Wow.
But now that I know that, it's the most dangerous thing in the world because the things I like in Japan are monumentally expensive, whether it's die-cast robots, Gundam models, this kind of stuff,
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, what's up?
I think we were just called old as fuck in the chat.
Oh, I embrace that.
I think Ryan R said, "Love the boomer representation in the panel."
Oh, thank you.
Hey, listen,
thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored. That's an honor.
Space Battleship Yamato 2205 just started last month.
Yes, it did.
So
yes, it did.
It's not like this is old. It's brand new. This model kit's from 2205 as well.
Exactly. It's just that we existed when things were just super cool.
Yeah.
And people are just catching on now. So,
but it is interesting because it's also generational.
Exactly.
I think that characters now, like the Hot Toys figures, it bums me out that like the fact that Hot Toys made a Vito Corleone from The Godfather. I love that Hot Toys figure. I don't think they would ever make it today.
Yeah, they won't.
They won't
because they've gotten
those kinds of
stuck
things from third parties now.
Yeah, like they've gotten
Toys made it.
stuck in these licenses where that's what they want because they figure they can make more money from it. The one-offs, they don't do anything because they don't basically feel as though it's a value for some reason. And I mean, I understand, but yeah, I mean, if they started doing more of those things, it would just, I think, in my opinion, if you want to have a market for pretty much everything, you should actually, that's something you should do. Like, especially if you have so many individuals. But I understand as a company, they want to make money, so they don't feel as though there's an actual interest in it.
Classic one-offs and things that are either in like the sci-fi fantasy realm or external of that, like a Vito Corleone. The only way we're getting those from this point forward is third party. It's not coming like Hot Toys. It's Marvel, it's Star Wars, and then occasionally they'll shit out a DC figure
Or Keola.
That's Or
Well, Damn Toys made Vito, right?
Yeah, they've got the
they're making
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. It's third party, unlicensed.
Well, I thought that was licensed, wasn't it?
It is licensed.
That one is so Damn Toys does
And
both.
so
They
is their
do
Wandering
licensed
Earth.
Yeah,
and
they do both, but
unlicensed.
that one is. I think that one actually is.
But I think
That one is
and both of them look great. They made 2 Vitos, I think, and they both look great.
Yeah,
They both
I
look
think
great.
Present Toys, if I remember
Present
correctly, is
Toys
the one
did,
that's making
the Michael,
the ones
right?
from Heat that I've got coming.
Yeah, I got those coming too.
The Pacino and De Niro, and I'm super excited for those. But those are the only one, or then some of them tend to be licensed if it's like Blitzway, where they did a good job with Zorro, but then they kind of shit the bed with Bill and Ted. So it's like we don't have that consistent. The top company in the industry is not making stuff outside of those core IPs, those core spaces.
But I also think it's generational too, in the sense that audiences like okay, Ryan Kirkwood, I'm old, I'll admit that. But the thing is, there's a lot of like when you see Hot Toys go back and do Back to the Future. I was surprised by that they're reissuing Back to the Future. because I mean everyone loves Back to the Future, I think, but I would think that when I was growing up, you know, I wanted so many licensed toys. They never made them. The first licensed toys I was buying as a kid was like Mego, and now Mego's back, and they're manufacturing everything now.
Yeah.
It's just I don't collect Mego anymore. I used to when I was a little kid, but now I don't. And
I mean, Back to the Future is still in that sci-fi adventure, time travel kind of space.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
think Howard Chan is probably just a big fan of it, and so that's why we'll get something like that. But we're not going to get some of the obscure stuff. They're not going to do a Flash Gordon. Like we're not getting Flash Gordon from
Big
Hot
Chief,
Toys.
if they ever put it out, did, and then Big Chief has also got like Commander Koenig from Space 1999. But here's what pisses me off about Hot Toys. You know, if you're going to embrace the Matrix line, give me a Trinity and give me an Agent Smith.
Yeah.
You know, if only
true.
because all of us as collectors, we're displayers too. Like when you do a display, you want to do a display of all of your figures in a diorama-esque, like especially with Moducases, cases, people do poses where they've got like we've got here are the Endgame figures and here are these and here are that.
That's exactly how I have it. I mean, it's like giving you one Ninja Turtle. No, you have to give me all four. You have to.
And it's frustrating. Like the one thing what's really interesting is I'm really happy that XO6 has jumped into the fray to do high-end Star Trek figures because QMX was doing them and they were doing a pretty good job, but then they were so few and far between. But now XO6 is making a real commitment where like every couple of months they're going to start putting out figures. Maybe it's going to be monthly. But still, if you're going to bite off, like we got Picard and Data, they're going to make a Borg Queen, but they're going to do that.
That's why. So the guy that is like running the show at XO6, he came over from QMX.
Right.
He was at QMX, and it's because he wanted to do more and complete these lines and do higher quality, and so that's when he went over and decided. But yeah, it's like that's the thing is it's great that we're getting all of those, whereas. You know, and it seems like they have a passion for it. They're focused on Star Trek.
That's all they're going to do.
We're getting a ton of that stuff where you're going to be able to put really cool displays together. Whereas then it's like, like the Matrix, it's like, well, come on, man. You have to give the other characters to round that out. You have to give Trinity and Mr. Smith. And when you don't, it's just like, all right, well, you got excited about this Neo, and now you're just kind of like, now what do I do?
Well, and also, if you think, I mean, getting them, I would love to have Trinity, Morpheus with that long coat and the sword from Matrix Reloaded. I mean, and we're never going to get those. I mean, third party and stuff like that, but it's frustrating. Like that Neo figure is really great, but then Hot Toys a couple years ago, they made Neo, then they made Ripley from Alien, but they didn't make any other Alien figures, and I guess that's iconic because
we're only going to get one, maybe two figures from the Eternals,
right?
If they make them,
if any.
Like Angelina could be the next, like Thena could be the next Shazam, where we get the teaser photo, and then literally nothing happens because after seeing the movie, and I love the movie. Maybe one or two figures out of that at best, and like the ones that I was like that I really wanted and stuff. We're not getting Salma Hayek. We're not getting Ajax. It ain't happening.
We'd probably get Thena and Icarus if we got to.
Yeah, probably. Well, they did. Like I said, we've got the Cos baby, so
Cersei
we'll see.
Is the heart and soul of the movie. So again, that's like ridiculous if we don't get her.
Right.
But that's why I think honestly, it could end up just being Thena or nothing.
Well, also, I think so. It really depends on how much money the movie makes, I think.
Yeah.
You know, at the box office. Like right now, Eternals is sitting at 170 million. It's the first week, and it's made more money internationally than it has made domestically here in the States.
Yeah.
And if it holds and makes more money,
who knows?
I think that we could. It really depends.
I mean, Shazam made a shit ton of money for DC, too, though. That was a very successful movie.
Yeah,
I mean, and you look at the most successful.
I don't think it did that well
financially. It's not like Aquaman or anything, Brennan. It did okay.
No, but that's what I was gonna say. Aquaman, the most successful movie that DC has had financially. All right, I don't think creatively, but financially, and they only made Aquaman from that. You didn't get Mira. You didn't get anybody else. You didn't get Black Manta. Like, you got,
man.
Yeah, you didn't get that.
You got nothing.
Figure.
Well, I think Joker would probably be their best financial because it was so low budget. I mean, and it was and it made $1 billion.
Why do you think Hot Toys didn't make the Joaquin Phoenix?
I don't
Joker?
know. I have no idea.
It's really bizarre that they didn't.
Yeah, every other
Yeah.
company, Queen Studios, Prime One. I mean, like there are a lot of companies that made it. And
I mean,
J&D.
Justin's got 47 different third-party.
I know,
Joaquin
and obviously
Phoenix
there's a
jokes.
demand for that Joaquin, but I don't know.
Definitely. Real
Maybe
quick,
he
it's
just-
100.
Maybe Howard just didn't like it. I guess.
I don't know. Possibly. I guess
They
he's
might
seen,
have been scared
or
off by
or
the
he
nature-
probably
dark
seen like
nature of
so
the
many of the third party companies that were making these figures and was like, they got that. Well, I mean, you would have thought that they would have probably tried to capitalize on it, but I think they let that one go. We got 146 people actually watching right now live. If you could hit that like button, I would definitely appreciate that. Hit the like button now, smash it, share this. You know, like I said, very interesting discussion. So, but Brendan, I think you won already, bro.
About
I think you went already. You
pre-ordering?
did. Yes, I think you did.
A little bit, maybe.
I think-
So, I mean, just do whatever works for you, man. Like, the thing is, I do think the lead times for Hot Toys is going to kind of come back down to earth a little bit as we move, slowly to pre-pandemic kind of life. It's going to take a little while, but I do think we are going to get back to maybe it's more like 12 months instead of 18 to 24, but it's going to take some time. The whole hobby is different now than it was in 2019, and that's going to last for a couple of years. And that's the thing where, people say, you love to, go after Sideshow and stuff. I criticize them for what I think they need to be criticized for, and I think that's the right of every collector. But I also don't criticize them for things that I don't think is necessarily, out of line. Like, people are, perfect example is people have been complaining about the cost of the Clone Trooper Vaughn versus other troop, like Rex and whatnot, and he comes bare bones release, no head sculpt, and look how expensive he is and stuff. And it's like, well, again, if you look at the actual Hong Kong retail price, that's different than the US price for this. But also, I'm not entirely faulting Sideshow for the increase in the price on like a figure like Vaughn, because I don't think it's necessarily fair to compare it to something like Cody or Rex that was put up for pre-order and priced prior to the pandemic, because now what a shipping container that costs $6,000 to get from Hong Kong to the States costs like $32,000 now. Sideshow is going to be trying to make up the costs that they're dealing with right now for shipping on the figures that come out for the next 2 years. That's why in the US, the domestic market for us, we are going to see an increase in these prices.
Yeah.
Because they're going to try and make, they're not just going to be like, well, we're going to charge more for ground shipping when it eventually comes. Because people can be like, well, I just shipped a package across the country and it cost me $25, so why are you charging me $45 for shipping my Hot Toy? It's easy for them to suss that out. So the base prices of a lot of these figures, they're going to go up, and they're going to be that way for at least the next probably 2 years. That's just the reality of it, because of the world that we live in. Now, they could be a little bit more transparent about that, and I think that would be welcomed from a customer service transparency perspective by a lot of collectors. They don't want to do that. Perfect example is XM just put out a statement earlier today saying, look, prices have gone up, but we heard that there were a lot of complaints about the cost of this new quarter scale Cable and Hope premium format quarter scale statue. So we are lowering it by $100, it's like $100 or so Singapore, so which is about the same US. But so they lowered it by like $100. They said, we understand that we can't go crazy low, but we heard you. We are going to lower this a little bit, but this is why it was priced that high. So companies can be a little bit more communicative and transparent about those things, and I think collectors will be more open to that. The problem is that Sideshow doesn't want the average collector to know that they're the ones setting the price and it's not Hot Toys. They don't want that level of transparency. They want it to be like, Hot Toys this is what they cost, and that we're selling it. We're not, and that's where that goes. But there are all those elements that go into what we're going to be spending in the next year or two, and how that's going to affect pre-orders, how much we're going to be paying from whatever sources we're getting. And I think sometimes people just kind of have blinders on to all those other different factors, and they're looking at one thing and then they want to kind of target that as a reason why this equals that, and it just, the math doesn't always add up that way.
Oh, well, Sideshow, still, they expose themselves, so I'm sorry. I just can't.
Yeah, no, you know, you and I are on the same page with that. I'm just talking about when it comes to managing people's personal finances.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of people complain about, specifically about Clone Trooper Vaughn and the price of that, and how, oh, this is the new base price for a hot toy now. It's like, well, at least for the next year or two, probably yes. But that's because of the world that we live in. Also, inflation. Shit
But
happens.
here's the thing, though.
Just, you know,
But here's the thing. If they're setting that bar and they're doing stuff like that, then they cannot get mad when other companies decide that, okay, we're going to lower the price of this product, because we paid for it, we bought it, we can do so. So they can't, but they do that, and that's where the problem rises. You know what I mean?
Double standard.
Yeah, like they really, really attack other companies for doing that. Like I can't. It's like, look, a company can't help the simple fact that you choose to receive your product the way you do. They can't help the simple fact that the pandemic has actually affected the shipyard and how they actually receive the product in. They can't help that. You know what I mean? Other companies just really, really can't help that. So when you attack that company for deciding that they want to take 10% off or 20% off of their product to give a customer a chance to really buy, and the company to make the money, I'm sorry, they shot themselves in the foot.
I agree with you on all that. My bringing that up was not, it's not my intention to all right, let's go on that topic or go after any particular company. It's more just to illustrate the fact that, especially in the world that we live in right now, there are a lot of different factors that go into this hobby right now and how things are priced. And that all impacts how we budget for our collections. So if you have blinders on and you're looking at just this one tunnel, right down this lane at this particular factor, and you're not looking at all the other things that are going into the pricing trends that we're seeing, then you could paint yourself into a corner financially as far as how you're managing your pre-orders and your finances. So it's just something to consider. Let's not just barrel right into this wall and just think about this is what it is. We have to think about, because as we're budgeting for pre-orders and things like that moving forward, you have to anticipate, look, it's going to go up at least X% over the next year or two, just due to inflation and the shipping and everything that's going on in the world. So plan for that in your collections. Don't be surprised by it later and then bitch about it after the fact.
All right, let me get to this. What would you say, Rob?
Well, there's also this hyperinflation that we're going through right now. I mean, prices in America are shooting up, whether it's groceries or gas.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they're just skyrocketing. And
I've gotten at least a dozen different emails from companies that I buy products from. I have an Uplift desk, and I have and other things, and all of these, even Yost from Jazz Inc. It posted the video on his YouTube channel and in the Facebook group saying, guys, look, we tried to avoid it as long as we could, but the prices for materials and for shipping is going up, and we can't absorb all of that cost forever, so we have to raise our prices 10% or whatever. I can't tell you how many emails from companies that I buy products from that I've gotten those emails saying, hey, look, this is what's happening.
I mean,
that's inevitable.
You read in America, we lost millions of people just left their jobs. They left the workforce, and that's why we have all of these supply chain disruptions, because there aren't enough people to do the work.
Which is probably why we didn't get Pennywise yet. Let me read Christian's super chat.
Well played.
Yeah, so pretty much. Christian Myers sent us a super chat, $4.99. Thank you for that. He said, glad to see everyone as always. Do you think Hot Toys will release a Goblin figure for No Way Home? Toys R Us did a decent job, and Soso's comic version looks great. Definitely does, and I cannot wait to get that piece. I can't wait for Justin to review that piece. My thing is, here's the thing. With that Goblin, because we saw it on the poster, it doesn't look now, unless because we only seen it faintly. There doesn't look like there was any changes, bro. It doesn't look like it was changed from the
almost identical to what.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If they release that figure, I probably wouldn't buy it for the simple fact that I already have one, and I love the Toys Air version.
I mean, this is even this glider.
yeah, the glider alone is
I
amazing,
can't
bro.
imagine a company doing much better than this.
Nah.
glider.
Mm-mm. And the thing is, Justin was the one who sold me. You son
Yep,
of a bitch.
me too.
Justin was the one who sold me on it because of the material. When you talked about the material of that Goblin suit, and I got it, I was like, "Yo, he's right." Like this is bar none, like one of the quality in a suit that I'm like,
Justin
"Yo,
Leo's
why
a
didn't
big
anybody?"
boy. He can own his own purchasing decisions. It's not on you.
Anyway, yeah, it's a really decent piece. So I don't know, Christian. I know there's a high possibility that they will, but again, it just depends on demand and how successful the film is, and if they decide that they want to do it. I don't think so. I don't. I really don't. I don't think they would. If they do, it'd probably be one of the last. Because, like I said, they're always focusing on. Again, we every time there's a Spider-Man film released, they're always focusing on the suits. You know, we very seldomly get villains from Hot Toys. So if they do it, it'd be a surprise. But I'm not going to hold out for it. Which kind of brings me to this is I'm gonna start with you, Will, on this one.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm gonna go around. Is there a figure that hasn't been made? So name one figure that has not been made that if it was made, it would be a day one for you.
Oh man.
That you would actually order this thing, pre-order day one, in it like first batch.
So we're talking about like Hot Toys or 1/6 or something like that.
Hot Toys, yeah, 1/6, or even a statue. It could be a statue. It could be because I know, like I said, I have to throw that in for you, but you would order it day one.
Dude, I don't know. That's really tough. That's a really good question.
How's that a tough? Come on.
Well, because I feel like there's so many. I feel like there's so many characters that haven't been made that I think would be awesome to be made. But I think one layout for sure, and I think I'm gonna go with something that's I think realistic is Revan. I think Revan, if they made that into a Hot Toys figure, I mean the XM statue is that's coming very soon, by the way. It looks amazing. Super excited for that. So I would love that. But my other ones would be video game characters. Like if I could get a Hot Toys Joel and Ellie or a Jin Sakai or Sephiroth and Cloud, things like that. Those are things I would really love to get in from a Hot Toys figure. But those are that's never going to happen. So
well, we are supposed to. Our third party Jin Sakai is supposed to come out sometime.
Yeah, and I'm getting the Prime one, so it's but I mean. Yeah, and Prime 1's going to do Last of Us line as well. So, yeah, most of the stuff that I want is probably going to get made, at least in some form. But I would say probably, yeah. Like, I would say a Revan Hot Toy would be really great, which I think is realistic. So.
Yeah. So, if Hot Toys release Revan, it would be a day one for you.
I might even get two of them.
You might get two of them.
Yeah, so I mean, even though you and I are going to have the XM, too.
Yeah,
so,
I can't wait. I cannot wait for that statue to drop. John.
Man,
what would it be,
I know
bro?
what I want.
What?
I know what I want. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys 1. Let's go.
Oh.
Whoa,
nice.
So, there you go. So if it was a Bad Boys 1/6 scale
Give me
figure,
Mike Lowry. Come on.
You would get a day one?
Day one.
Day one? Yo, that would be crazy, right? That would be
I
crazy.
don't know why I thought of that, but I'm like, I love that movie. I love that. So I'm like, I want that. Or Tyler Durden from Hot Toys would be sweet from Fight Club.
Although, have you seen the Tyler Durden 2-pack from Blitzway?
No, I haven't.
Hang on. It's incredible. It's pricey, but incredible.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, that
Dude,
came out a while back.
but don't
right?
shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. Justin, what were you gonna say, Will?
So I just wanted to throw it out there, Leo. I know we'll hit it maybe later, but J&D just teased third scale Batman from The Dark Knight.
And that.
Did they?
Anyway, I sent it to Justin. But anyway, sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to interrupt.
You sent it to
John, I'm putting this into the private chat, but don't say you weren't warned. And this comes with my highest recommendation.
Anyway, sorry, Justin.
Just so you know.
That's fine. It's totally fine, Will.
Have a look.
Justin, what would be your day one figure, bro?
They've already made like 95% of anything that I could ever want. But Turtles, the 90s, classic. Those suits in 1/6 scale, just like the NECA ones. Don't need to make them rubber.
You have the quarter scales, right? The
joints.
NECA?
I traded them, actually. For
you silly
something.
bastard.
Well, I don't have room for quarter scale, Brendan. I don't know what to tell you. I've only got room for 6 scale now. Module cases, even they've got a limit.
Don't you have the quarter scales Far From Home Spidey?
I think a Hot Toys quarter
Or
scale
Homecoming,
Spidey
sorry.
is a bit different to a quarter scale Neca Turtle.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
But-
Rob. That's sick.
But you were talking about room. You
how
have
about
room for
that?
quarter scale.
Yeah,
I
give
have
me
room
that.
for some quarter scale.
They're great and they're
Or-
licensed,
They do look
That is
fantastic.
cool.
and they
Yeah,
come
they
with
do.
the
Yeah,
chair.
because Justin, if you get a statue, it's mostly
And
third,
cigarettes.
right? You do third.
Holy moly, yeah, that's per US rate, I'd say too.
Hmm.
I guess I'm gonna be hustling on the streets again.
You better get them. Come on now.
At least you're honest.
If I do statues, Will, I'm only doing for
Third.
now at least. I'm only doing third scale.
Okay.
Maybe the J&D
Just,
Batman.
I like the presence. I don't see. Will loves the Nolan. Like he loves it. He lives and breathes Nolan. But that's
I got your
not
back,
my
Will.
favorite.
I mean, yeah.
I always try to
It's
get
not-
Justin to come around to it, but he won't.
He keeps sending me Heath Ledger Jokers. He keeps sending me Bales. It's just it's not my, like that's not my favorite Batman. Ben
Right, that's
Affleck
fair,
is my
that's
favorite Batman, hands down. Anything third scale Ben Affleck, I've got it. I've got to have it. I need to own it. But Bale, I don't know. He's trying to get me to, but he's not succeeding. I have the quarter. This quarter scale is awesome, and there's a new quarter scale. I'm gonna have 2 quarter scale Dark Knight Batmans. I've already got 2 Batman Begins. I don't need a third scale, but someone is selling the Queen Studios set with the Joker and Batman together locally for a reasonable price, and that I am considering. I'm considering it.
That
Okay.
Joker,
But-
yeah, he's amazing. Yeah,
I'm just
incredible.
doing it for Will because Will is the one.
Make me
get him
happy,
off,
please.
it'll get him off my back, and then I
Yes.
never have to hear about them again. But if you're wondering who's my favorite Joker, Jack Nicholson is my favorite Joker. If they
Yeah.
did a third scale Jack Nicholson Joker, oh my god, I would be instant day 1, day 0 pre-order on that. And you know, if they do a Michael Keaton, because they teased Prime One teased a Michael Keaton third scale, but then they never made it. I don't know why, but if they did that Joker and that Batman in third scale, oh yes, then
That-
we're
you-
talking
That's
Yeah.
day one. That would be your day one.
day
Okay.
0, like before it's even up for pre-order.
Before it's even because you got the inside track, Rob. This is gonna be interesting because I've been waiting to ask you this question. Day one, if they released it, is there a figure, like it's an unreleased character figure? If they made this in a 1/6 scale range, what would it be, and would it be day one for you?
Well, Alex and his 3 Droogs from A Clockwork Orange
Yeah,
would be. I mean, I've got so many third-party Clockwork Orange figures, and some of them
Yeah.
are good, some of them aren't. But just because I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan,
Mhm.
or I really want, and I've had statues of this character, but I want a figure. I want Tim Curry from Ridley Scott's movie Dark. I want Darkness from Legend.
Okay.
With the,
You don't
with
want Tim Curry from Clue?
no, but I would love to get a Darkness.
You would get Darkness from
but
from
those,
Legend.
Those are, I mean, those are obscure, so people. But they're those are the figures I would actually really like, just because, you know, to put them all together and to have those characters. But they're not. So I think the problem is, I mean, I've owned a lot of what I've wanted, but you want something when you get figures that are fun to have as figures.
Yeah.
You know, like I was happy that the company that should not be named made a Snake Plissken from Escape
Yeah.
New York.
Yes.
And then they did Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
And it was cool to get those, and that Snake Plissken figure is really
Pork Chop
good.
Express.
You know, it's got a lot of character. But, you know, as I get older, it's kind of cool to have older figures in 12-inch form, but they're not as fun to have. You know, they're not like those. You give me a Hot Toys Iron Man figure, and those diecast figures are like the greatest toys ever made.
Yeah.
In my mind, you know, like the
Yeah.
greatest. The engineering, I always pick those up, and I marvel at the complexity.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the 43? What goes inside the Hulkbuster?
Yeah.
43.
43.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Iron Man figure. I love that figure. That figure is so awesome. And the engineering is just, I mean, yeah, I like the 85. That's a cool figure too, but in terms of the complexity of that figure and the different colors and the pieces, I just look at that and I'm like, my God. I mean, this is incredible. Incredible.
Brendan, if they made a figure, if there's a figure that hasn't been made yet, and if they made it 1/6 scale, day one, what would it be?
So there were a bunch that immediately sprung to mind, and obviously a bunch of them that Lael and I have talked about. I mean, Shonuff and Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon.
Yes.
And obviously Vanity too. I mean, come
Yes.
on. You know, I would love the Black Knight from Monty Python. But for me,
But there's companies. Sideshow made that, didn't they? Oh, sorry.
So I've said their name like 3 times already at least.
Oh.
They actually they sold it. I can't remember who made it. Somebody else made it.
I thought they did a whole line of the entire the entire cast of Holy Grail.
I don't know if they did, but I know I bought because my father is the biggest Monty Python fan, and so I actually bought it through Sideshow. The Black Knight that it actually you push the button and it's got a bunch of like the audio tracks that come out of it and stuff. So I got that for him one year because he's a massive Monty Python fan. So, but like a proper like a really good one like that would be badass. But no, for me, I don't know what Will is doing.
Nothing. I didn't do anything.
I feel like Wayne Brady might have to choke a bitch, but
I never do anything, bro. I'm just sitting
for
here.
me,
He
it's
just
gotta
said some
be-
random shit, bro. Like it's some random shit. Like I gotta cut my toenails, bro. Like
They're long as fuck.
what the
I
fuck?
got, you cut 'em.
Look, hey, nobody needs to hear about your fucking eagle's claws down there.
They're
okay?
long,
Like,
man. They're long. I need to cut them because, like, I don't have
No,
socks
no,
on
no,
right
no,
now.
no, no. You literally stop. You
Because
just
with
stop.
with the
That's it.
with the
Stop.
streams, dude, these lights are hot, so you can't put socks on. It's too warm. So my
I wanna
dude,
punch you in the fucking throat.
I sent it to Lael because Brendan, you were going on for like half an hour, and I was like, I got to message Lael and tell him I need to cut my toenails.
Okay, that's wonderful. Why? Because what? You were waiting to share that with everybody on the stream? Is
No,
that
I
what it
wasn't
was?
really.
Okay.
Lael just brought it up. It was a private message. I said it in confidence.
Yeah, that worked out well. Anyway, Highlander. Give me Connor McLeod, give me Ramirez, and give me the Kurgan
Yeah,
from 1986. Cult
pretty good.
classic Highlander.
that's
All day. That's
yeah.
I grew up obsessed with Highlander. The film franchise, the series that started in '92 with Adrian Paul. That like absolutely, I was a massive
Sideshow made
Highlander
those,
fan.
but they never made a Kurgan, I don't think.
No, and there was a company like a year or two ago that came out with a Kurgan statue that just was not very good, and I was devastated. That's my wife. I was like depressed for a little while there because I'm such a massive Highlander fan that I really wanted to love it because it's not an IP that really gets a whole lot of love when it comes to high-end collectibles, and so when I heard that there was going to be like a quarter scale Kurgan statue, I was thrilled, and then I saw it and my heart just sank because I was like, wow, that's a piece of shit. So I'm
You
not
seen they're
happy.
doing another Highlander?
Henry Cavill is supposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
be
Yeah.
I mean, it not just like I don't know if he's officially signed it, but he's the one who said it. He's like, yes, this is true. Like he put it on his Instagram, like that. You know, he's like, I'm thrilled to be taking on the mantle of the Highlander, and so yeah. I mean, and if anybody's watched the first season of The Witcher, and you see him handle a sword in that, like you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, he
He'll
can
be
do
fine.
this. He can be perfect in that role.
He's a beast. He could do it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going. I'm assuming that they're probably just going to have him be Connor rather than Duncan from the show or a new character. Like I think they're just going to basically start it over, but have him be the iconic, the first character that we were introduced, which is Connor in the '86 film. So that's
Yeah,
what
I
I
think
think.
it's
I
been long
hope they
enough.
use. I hope they use that classic Queen soundtrack. You know, but yeah, I'm a massive Highlander fan, so that's it for me.
Okay, so for me, I just couldn't do one because I've wanted these in 6 scale form for years. Since I just wanted these figures. Period. You know, I actually got a few of the statues, but if they came in 6 scale form, I have to have a Ken Washiu. I have to have Joe Sakura, June the Swan, Ryu, and Jinpia. Rob, you know what I'm talking about?
For no, which?
Battle of the Planets, bro.
Dude, I was gonna say Gatchaman.
Yes.
Yes. There was Metacom made some great a 6 scale Gatchaman figures, the real action heroes.
Oh man.
And they made Princess, and they made Mark, and they made and they were pretty good.
Yeah.
I used to have them, but again, I had all these figures, 15 years ago, and a lot of them I sold or got rid of. But now we live in an era where we're getting the best. It's so funny when I watch Justin's reviews, and I don't mean to put down anyone else's reviews, but I just don't watch anybody else's reviews because they're not worth watching after you've seen Justin's format. No, I say that I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, Kiola, but I just think his reviews.
I thought you called him Koala.
No, but the reviews that he does tells me everything that I personally want to know about reviews. Like people can opine like, "Ooh, this is really cool," but Justin, your reviews are like dispassionate, and you're like, you call things like you see them, but they're much more technical and And so I'm like, okay, I watch one of your reviews, I instantly know whether I want that figure or not, because now we live in an era where most of the figures we're getting, even third-party figures, are really good.
Yeah.
Where 15 years ago when I really started to get back into 6 scale collecting, third-party figures were garbage, but they were the only figures you could get. So I was buying a lot of them. And nowadays they're infinitely better.
Yeah.
So it would
Justin,
be great.
How does it feel to know that you're actually present on some of Rob's date nights with his girlfriend?
And my mornings.
It's a privilege.
They're watching you drinking a bottle of wine, and their Lady and the Tramp.
That's what I need.
Spaghetti noodle.
I keep telling you, Justin, we need you to do that at least one time, bro. Just light up that background, nice. Wear a tuxedo. Get you some wine, some candles. You have to do it. Exactly, bro. You have to. You have to. You have to, bro. You have to light that candle. We need you to do it at least one time, bro. Play some Barry White in the background. We need you to do that, bro. Like just at least one time. Like just spice up the toy review, bro.
I don't want you to do that.
I do.
I don't want the lighting to be any different than the bright white lights, so I can really see the costumes. I can see the
exactly
the accessories. I want everything out of the box and laid out flat, so I can see what comes
in the background.
That's a different video I want to see from Justin. That should be on fully articulated.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't want to see that at all.
Nah, bro.
But no,
that's
look,
Justin OnlyFans collection.
Yeah,
that's
just
OnlyFans. Yeah, but I think we've been as informative as we can. So I mean, listen,
as informative as we are capable of being.
As we are capable as being.
Pretty low.
Exactly. So I mean, again, like I said, to each their own. You might have your own method of actually order and pre-order, and like I just wanted to have a show to where we kind of like get an understanding and of how we all. Not based off of just finances, but just like for me, even with all the new figures that have actually dropped, I haven't pre-ordered one because I just don't have the need right now to pre-order because of how far out these figures are. Unless it's something like if there's something that and then on top of that, I refuse to pre-order anything until I finally get Ahsoka in my hands. Like literally, that's just the way I am. I'm rebelling against everything until I finally get Ahsoka in my hands, and then I don't have to.
Wonder Woman.
In Golden Armor Wonder Woman. That's what I'm saying. Like once I get these figures, like I don't want to because the thing is it's like every week we see a new reveal, and it's like okay, there's another reveal, but for every reveal, we're not getting the figures that have supposed. Yeah, exactly. Arkham Batgirl. Like I said, like these figures that are supposed to come out. You know what I mean? The only thing that's holding me over right now is the simple fact that yes, we're getting Nightwing, and I can't help. I mean, I can't wait. But yeah, I refuse to pre-order anything else right now, at least until I start getting some of the figures that I want. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to go back.
I mean, what was the last thing that you pre-ordered? It was Cyborg, right?
The last thing I
That one is
pre-ordered.
like we had to. Like that one.
Yeah,
is like
you
had
just
to.
it was just basically day one. We had to actually drop skills on that one. And actually, no, the last one that I pre-ordered because I canceled. Okay, here's the thing. I pre-ordered Miles, the Into the Spider-Verse
PS5 one.
version. No, Into the Spider-Verse. I pre-ordered that one. I canceled the order through the company we will not talk about,
Oh, just
and
fucking say
pre-ordered
Sideshow.
elsewhere. No, I just can't. They're Baltimore to me. So I just basically I ordered that one. That was the last pre-ordered because I was like, look, I got Gwen. You know, that one could be coming very soon. We just never know. So I want to actually have that one, you know, once it drops. But that was the last. But before that, yes, it was just Cyborg because I just refused to order anything else until I've gotten, you know, a lot of these orders out the way and some of the stuff that, you know, we're supposed to get that we still haven't gotten yet. So it's just a wait, you know, for me right now. But that, I mean, like I said, it's to each their own. Like, you know, everybody else, they have their way of doing certain things. So I don't want to tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm just saying, like, I mean, it was nice to hear, and I'm pretty sure, you know, there's some individuals out there who appreciate, you know, how we, and also to get an understanding that we all are not rich. Please understand that, you know, except for maybe Keola. But everybody else is like well, Rob, you know, because Rob got
Yeah,
money.
No,
Rob.
too.
He
I'm
was
an
famous.
independent filmmaker. I'm scrapping. I'm always scrapping to do it.
He did get recognized by a Russian fan, though.
You did, though.
I
he
did
is
get recognized by a Russian fan,
You
which is
did.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You did.
Yeah, exactly.
And a
Pretty much
coffee
famous
bean
at
and
that
tea
point.
leaf on Hollywood Boulevard. How great was that?
Yeah.
Exactly, right. So there
I
you
mean,
go.
whether you paid him or not, Rob, it doesn't matter.
Hey, look,
It's fine.
listen, the recognition, acknowledgement of the art form is worth more than gold. Plain and simple, straight
Oh
up.
yeah.
Always. That's just the way I see it. If you can recognize somebody for the art form,
Can I ask one other question to all of you? Just a quick one.
yeah.
Do you buy any of these figures as investment, or are they?
No.
Because I certainly
Nah.
don't. I don't
Nah.
buy them as
Hell
investment
no.
Buy it because
at
I
all.
like cool shit in my house.
I love
that's
cool
it.
shit. Exactly.
That's
I
what
buy
I
it because
like.
I love it. Yeah. If it's
That's
if you,
it. I've never bought any collectibles as
No.
an investment.
and you know what? And that's why I believe that because that's my mentality, and I don't really share that type of view, is why I may not have actually been re-invited on certain shows because I don't share that same philosophy. I'll just throw that out there.
About investing.
Yeah, about investing figures and
The thing is,
always
if you're,
looking at
if you're investing money in toys, you're doing it wrong. That's not what
Yeah.
you should be investing. If
Nah,
you really
not
want
at
to
all.
invest, it should be toys.
Not at all. I don't share that philosophy, bro. I don't, because the
I've never
thing is,
sold a figure.
yeah, exactly. I probably sold maybe one or two figures, and that's because I've had doubles. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, I don't really need to have, you know. But other than that, I don't get it for profit or, you know. No, it's something that I love. Like Rob, we always talk about it. It's nostalgic for me. You know what I mean? It represents a piece of my life. You know, certain things that I've wanted, you know, for so long that, you know, back then we couldn't get and couldn't have because we never thought it would actually come in this form. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it is for me. I don't worry about the market share. I don't worry about, you know, what's going to be, you know, or when people have these conversations, oh, they're doing re-releases, so this is going to drop. I don't care. I
just want the
really
figure.
don't. I just want the
It's like
figure.
the
Like,
Dark
give it to
Knight
me.
quarter scale layout. Like I missed
Yeah.
out on that, so I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
do you want it so I
exactly.
can pick it up. Like,
Exactly.
That
I'm
bust,
happy about
man,
that.
that bust in the base.
Oh man,
Yeah,
they're
very
gonna
nice.
do more of these busts. I'm telling you.
I love those busts. Those busts
I love
are
it.
genius.
I love a good bust.
I love it.
See, if they
Oh,
release, and I want them to re-release that DX Heath Ledger Joker. I want them
think
to
they will.
actually. I need
Yeah.
that.
A better one. A
Please.
better,
I need
better
them
one.
to do it.
taller body.
Will said he's gonna give me his
Rooted-
Joker anyway. He's J&D.
Oh yeah, I'll just give you the one that I have.
Yeah,
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 that's fine.
yeah, that's
But rooted hair this time, Justin. What do you think? Is that possible?
I would. Although Prime One with the sculpted hair, that's the
It did
best
look good.
sculpted hair I've ever seen.
That is
So if
really good
they-
sculpted hair. Yeah.
If they do it like that, and we've seen them do like Sylvie's hair, fantastic.
That's true. Maybe they can do it.
Yeah,
Wanda's
I
looks
think-
good
I
too.
think
Yeah.
Wanda, yeah, exactly. I think they could do
Yeah.
it sculpted. And they
I'm
could do
telling
it
you, that
real
Joker's
nice.
coming. He's coming.
You
And
think
We've
so?
been saying
Gotta
that
be
for
coming,
so
and I reckon
long,
it's gonna
man.
be
We've been saying that.
amazing.
It's never. We were supposed to be DX20, and then it never happened, and then. But who
Yeah,
knows?
I know.
I think it'll happen one day.
I don't know.
Anyway, lads, I do have to drop off soon because I.
Yes, actually, we're going to
Not
end the
3 p.m.
show now because, like I said, I
Oh.
think we've actually, because we've, we're already, an hour 48 minutes in. It was a great chat.
Just to clarify, though, just for people like before we end this, we've talked about like budgeting. We've talked about how we all like pay for how we all plan our pre-orders and stuff. We've talked about costs of figures and where we get them and how we do all this and shit. Let's say this respectfully with all love to everybody that's watching this. There is not one motherfucker on this panel that gives a flying fuck where you get your toys or how you pay for them. That is your own thing. You own that. Buy them from where you want, buy what you want, and budget for it how you want to do it. We just talked about like our approaches. Nobody is trying to get you to buy from any one location or to buy it in any specific manner. I don't give a fuck how anybody else, even the people on this panel, buys their stuff. Just own your own decisions. Just be adults.
Yeah. Own your own decisions. We're just basically giving you ideas on how we do things, and just so people, and again, so people can realize that we're not rich. Like I said, I mean, that scene a couple weeks ago, that comment or it was actually on one of the videos or one of the live streams, kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, wait a minute, I just know how to budget and get the figures that I like.
We're rich in
Leia
spirit,
likes
though.
to be
Don't
rubbed
get
a very
that.
specific way, so don't
Buy my lady, buy my girl. That's it. You're damn right. I love to be.
If Rich is working my butt off to do what I
He
can
saw
to make a
Leo's
living,
face
I'm
right there.
definitely rich.
He audibly like he like.
Leo
sold
loves
it
feet,
himself.
dude. It's common knowledge.
love
It's
it.
common knowledge, bro.
Will, he's looking right at you.
I know. I can feel him.
looking
I
right
can
at
feel
you.
him, dude. He's looking
You
right
and
in
your
my
fucking
soul.
eagle's claws.
Look at them posers back there. Oh yeah.
Well, at this point, I still need to cut those toenails after the show.
Will's on Wiki.
Will, are you in feet, bro? I just wrong show. Anyway,
It's always the
That's
right
that
show.
other one.
wrong
That's that other
show. Wrong show. Definitely wrong. Let me get through some of these super chats, and then I'm gonna go around, and then we'll cut the show off here. We have Bob Dylan with the $2 super chat. Hugh Jackman, Old Man Logan. That's the one he said that he would actually drop down
I can't
day
believe,
one.
why didn't Hot Toys make that?
I don't know.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know.
I have 4 Hot Toys Wolverines. They didn't make that one.
I think they were going
Whenever
to
it's
it.
something ridiculous and we don't understand it, my blanket statement is it's just Hot Toys doing Hot Toys things.
Yeah, pretty much. S Beam, $2 super chat. He said Hector Barbosa, 82 Conan, and Subotai and Valeria. Yeah, Valeria.
I love
definitely.
an 82 Conan.
Exactly. We have Kinky Sphincter. He said, pow, pow. Tell Rob about Neon Tech Widow. Coincidence, you hurt your hand after that chat, yo.
Huh.
Yeah, I know I did. That was right. You're definitely right. Before I address the chat here, Will, what you got coming up next, bro?
Dude, so live stream is always on Sunday. Collectors Mingle. Who knows what we're going to talk about, because I haven't even figured it out yet. And
Last
then
part 2.
we should, dude. We're going to do it at some point. Maybe before the show comes out or something. Maybe we'll talk about the Last of Us games, and then we'll hit 1 and 2. And other than that, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what's next. So I need to review Eternals. So that's probably next. And I'm going to plan my next video essay. I did that one on the Joker. That was really fun. So I need to do another one of those. Just got to figure out what film I want to talk about. I need to watch something. Justin and I are supposed to talk about a film. Justin, what's the film called?
The Truffle Hunters.
The Truffle Hunters, yes. Supposedly, someone requested that in. We need to watch it. We have Figures and Flicks coming out Friday.
Wait,
Will
you haven't
just
seen Lord of the
learned what
Rings,
truffles are.
and you're talking about the Truffle Hunters.
I tried to get Justin to do it. He won't watch it. So there's nothing more I can do. It's out of my hands.
John, what you got coming up next, bro? Well, actually, because I'm going to be on the show with you. What is Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, well, so your Friday is my Saturday morning, or your Saturday is my Sunday. So whatever works for you, mate.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely chat about it because I can't wait.
Yeah.
Don't let one hand is not going to stop me from posing, bro. I can still use
Okay.
these fingers, so I'm still good. I'm straight. Okay, so we'll definitely do that.
I'm gonna leave that one.
Our
alone.
theme
It's
for that
too
will
easy.
be trying to tell a story. So that's why I brought this on here. Something like telling a little story with the figures. so we can
Exactly.
play around with them.
I still want
can't
to come
wait.
on, John. I want to do it. So
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm
Will,
ready to have
both
it.
of us, we should go on at the same time, bro. Let's
we should go
let's-
on. Okay.
Yeah, let's
You can
do it,
come
bro.
on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Aren't you all supposed to have the same figure, or is it different each time?
This one we can do it different, just telling a story. So it's just a
Okay.
theme.
Yeah.
All right, I got to figure out the figure then that I want
All
to
right,
pose.
that'd definitely be
Yeah.
fun. All right, so
Hell
man,
yeah.
I definitely can't wait, bro. But
We'll sort that out, and then I'll get the ad out for it.
Yeah, definitely, man. So again, you follow Will Foxification. I'll actually put it up here so we can get Will out there and
Will
we didn't have the world according to Will this week,
No.
but we'll definitely bring that in on the next show. Justin, man, what you got coming up besides like the reviews, the movie that drops next month? Yes, The Matrix. So yes, but we'll talk about that later. What else? What you got coming up on, man?
Will. I'm a little bit sad because you mentioned your slate of upcoming projects, but there's a very special show that drops on Friday. Every Friday.
I said figures and flicks. I said it.
And food and fun and
I said it. I said it.
I didn't
Yes.
maybe I
You guys
zoned
have-
out.
Yeah, I said because I
the
said we were
apps.
gonna watch the film Truffles, and I said figures and flicks comes out Friday.
Right. Okay, well, anyway. Then
So
I
yeah,
retract
okay.
my
I would
statement.
never, Justin. Come on.
Thank you. See,
Yeah, I got
it's
you.
all
Even though
good.
you don't like lobster, which is I don't know, questionable.
I
but-
don't. Yeah, I don't. Well done steak is also questionable, but we'll leave it.
That's true. So
It's not questionable. It's flat out fucking wrong.
no.
Figures and Flicks on Friday. For me, I don't know what it is for you. Probably last Tuesday. I don't know how time works over there. But that's the
It's
only other thing
2018.
aside from exactly. And we'll be discussing No Time to Die because I'm actually seeing it properly tonight. Even though it's now available on streaming, like what the hell? I could have just streamed it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to
It is
cinema to watch
available
it.
to
'cause
rent now, yeah.
It's the best way to
Yes.
do it. So I will be doing that. Then we'll review that next week. And aside from that, reviews, of course.
Oh, okay. Can't wait, man. Definitely can't wait for that. So if you haven't already, and if you don't know him, you're living under a damn rock somewhere, man. Follow Justin Collections on YouTube and IG and Facebook, and also The Matrix that's coming out. Next month you'll see Keola and hopefully with that 1/6 scale figure, endorsed by Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert Meyer, besides one of the greatest shows that ever hit the YouTube circuit. And I'm so proud that I could be a part of that. What else? What you got coming up, bro?
Well, I keep forgetting to mention, I worked on a Netflix animated series called Dota Dragon's Blood, based
Okay.
on the Dota 2 game. And Dota Season 2 is coming out in January. I can finally say that. So
Oh, wow. That's what's up.
I've been continuing working on that show.
Okay.
And I can neither confirm nor deny working on season 3, but so that's coming out, and of course a movie that I produced and edited, Tango Shalom,
Yes.
which is if you like Jewish Borscht Belt humor. I guess that's a redundant Borscht Belt humor, and your mom, your grandmother would love it, so watch it with her. It's on VOD, so you can get that domestically in North America on VOD everywhere, and it opens in Russia, all across Russian territories, beginning, I think, December 14th. I don't know, so you can see it in there. And then, of course, I got my own YouTube channel, The Burnett Work. So like, subscribe, hit the end bell. And, of course, Lael and I are on Midnight Metal with on Friday night.
Love
that
it.
should be loads of fun.
Oh, my
so
God,
come do
it's the
that.
best show.
And,
Yes.
yeah, and I'm also doing a companion video for John Campia that I'm going to send to him tonight. So I haven't been on a show in a while, but I'm doing a companion video where I talk about Eternals. So look for that.
Yes. Definitely. We were supposed to talk about Eternals on Comic Book Talk with Friends on Monday, but yeah, I said the wrong thing to Justin and he broke my arm. So yeah, I mean,
He's pretty violent,
I know
dude.
he is
Like,
violent, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he just crack. He just broke my arm,
he
bro.
doesn't get his
It's
food.
too bad
He
because
just,
in
like-
Hawaiian, Kiola means life.
Yeah.
From all the way down here in Australia.
Yeah,
he just reached
Right, chop.
he reached to the chat and said break.
You're like Quado in
Gilgamesh,
Total Recall.
when,
You opened your mind.
Yeah.
When
Open
Gilgamesh
your
was, fighting that last.
and he did that, yeah. And he said, "What?" Yeah,
Yep,
that's what he did to my
badass,
hand.
by the way.
Yeah, but if like again, if you haven't already, follow Robert Meyer Burnett and Burnett Work on YouTube. You do it. Definitely do it. Is insane. Cyborg Spidey, aka Butt Naked Assassin. What's up, bro? What you got going on, man?
Let's see. I got CW Flash coming tomorrow, which everybody's so excited about. So I've got that coming.
It's not that bad. It's not bad.
I'm still happy to have it in my collection, along with my So-So Toys Green Vigilante. So, yeah, got that coming tomorrow. I'm spending the weekend at the Mohegan Sun Casino filming with amazing comic Josh Wolf. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm actually super excited. It should be out, hopefully very soon. By the end of this month, I should have Roger Deakins' new book of 5 decades of photography. And for anybody who doesn't know,
That's a must-own.
It's called Byways. Roger Deakins is Oscar-winning cinematographer. More recently, you'd know him from stuff like 1917 and Skyfall and Blade Runner 2049. I mean, he's just, in my opinion, one of, if not the best cinematographer that I've ever seen working. So he's got 5 decades of photography in a book that is coming out later this month. So I'm super, super psyched for that. Yeah, and other than that, just, waking up every morning, pissing excellence, just kind of, same old thing.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. So definitely, if you haven't already, subscribed to Max Effort Collector and Real Riley on Instagram to see some amazing pictures and photos. Also, tune in for Comic Book Talk with Friends, and he'll be there on Mondays, Say What Wednesdays, and also tomorrow. We will be actually doing finally the return of Uncivilized Scoundrels on the YouTube channel, where we talk about any and everything Star Wars. So basically check that out. Also, remember, we are doing a giveaway for the month of November. It is basically the Goodwill Thanksgiving giveaway, where we are giving away a Superman Sideshow Superman bust. And that is from Collector Zone, my man Marcos. We've teamed up and come up with this beautiful idea. So definitely, the video is up on the channel. It actually walks you through how to enter to win. You have to subscribe to Collector Zone, the Cantina. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel here, 16 Scale Man YouTube channel, as well as the Instagram page.
And there's still like 18.
And there's 18 codes left that you could actually for 15% off a purchase.
Yeah.
Exactly, on Collector Zone. So that's actually still available. It's out there. So you want to actually watch that video, get over there to Collector Zone, get all the information. It's right there. I'll share it again, definitely on my channel.
Another little bit of news regarding Collector Zone. It looks like, fingers crossed, he's got to work out the last few things. It looks like Collector Zone will be an official seller of Queen Studios products in the U.S.
Yeah,
coming soon.
Definitely
Still in the works, but Marcos is working on that. So that'll be cool as Queen Studios starts expanding and getting more licenses that they can sell in the U.S. There are a lot of Marvel pieces in the pipeline that they're going to be revealing over the next year.
Yep.
And so Collector Zone will be a good place to keep an eye for that stuff.
So definitely take a look out for that. I'll put a lot of information up. I'll actually be circulated through the channel. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to everybody on this panel. Definitely was a good talk. Glad to see you guys here tonight. I'll run quickly through the chat here and address just to make sure. We have Mac Geekdom in the building. Thank you for coming through. Big Collector, Chess Verdon, DK, Kinky Sphincter. We have Articulated Photography with the $2 super chat. Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for coming through.
We missed a super chat from Kinky earlier tonight too.
I think I read that one already. I think I did.
No, he said just recently. He said we missed one.
Nah, I went up and I read them. I read that one. I think I got both of them, as a matter of fact. S Beam is in the building. Philip the Fool, Wankstain. Every time I say that, it makes me laugh. Mike Field is in the building. Daryl Smith, Luminar 843 is in the building. Thank you for coming through. I think Doc Smizzle was in here. Bob Dylan, and let me see who else we got. Ryan R is in the building. Let's see here. J Rob. Let me see. Oh, yeah, we had King Dingaling was in the building. I haven't seen King Dingaling in a while,
The
man.
king,
but
bro.
the King was in the building. So, yes, we have Captain Ultraman, Sorry 209, J Beats, and L was in the building. Linda. Let's see here. Bob Dylan, as always. You know, Bob Dylan comes through. And I know he got a GIF for me tonight. He better have me a GIF for Justin, or I'm just have to create one on my own. Blood Sports in the building. You know, Joe Mama 007 is in the building, so thank you for coming through. Tobar, let's see here. Yeah, my baby Toya, she was actually in here, so thanks for coming through. Angel, yes, as always. Yeah, man, it was a great night, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Everybody out in the chat, remember, be kind, be nice, be as smooth as Robert Meyer Burnett, and if you can't, it's on you. Sorry, not all of us can, but yeah. Just be nice, man. Just be nice. Peace. And, you know, stay tuned for our next show, our next gathering next week. Same time, same channel. As always, peace and love from everyone here. And I'm going to let, you know, everyone go. So, you know, of course, Will can go and deal with them damn feet. So I see y'all. I will see y'all next week.
Say what?